Series, and the Mariners are in that position right now. And it came at a time where they never really dug themselves into a hole, and they never were in a good division. So now you've seen them vault to the top and firmly hold first place and continue to add to that lead. It's almost too many good things to be able to acknowledge all of them at one time. It's almost a little overwhelming, right? When you look at the starting pitching, the bullpen, the offense, hitting for an average, hitting for power, like home runs like we've almost never seen in an 8-game stretch before for the Mariners. In a ballpark where you're not supposed to be able to hit home runs. It's everything clicking at one time. This won't last forever, but what you hope that you ride the hot streaks as long as you can, and then you manage the downtimes, and you keep as high of a ceiling in the downtimes as possible.
That's right. And the formula is pretty clear, is they're pitching great, rotation of bullpen, and they're hitting homers. Yeah. Like, this is the formula. The thing I find funny about it, if you would have told me at some point this season they would go on an 8-game stretch where they'd hit 21 home runs, they'd be like, yeah, Cal probably hit 6 of them. The fact he's not even here is really remarkable. And it's been 11 different guys that have hit home runs in this stretch. You know, Julio's hit 4 to lead the team in the stretch, but it's just they're coming from all over the place.
Yeah, you could imagine Cal hitting like a third of those home runs in an 8-game stretch, given the kind of heater we saw him go on numerous times last year. It has been very diversified. Also, I had no real expectations for Cole Emerson when he was called up. He's played in 15 games. My expectation would be, don't get buried. Just try to compete, hold your own, be a plus defensively, and just get some hits when you can. Yeah. Try to tread water against lefties. Since he's been called up, only Julio has more extra base hits. He's third in slugging for the...
Diving stop at second, Rojas.
Dodger infield tonight, sparkling.
Feeling for the wall, and he got it! Nice play by Christopher Morel, crashing on the bunt. What a play in left by Antonacci. Got the wall, jumps, and he makes the catch, crashes into the fence.
Sharply hit, diving stop, Paredes, gets up, fires. Carter Jensen dives! Wow, what a play!
Caught by McGonigal at third, wow.
Sliding catch! Joe does it again. He's saving runs everywhere you put him.
Makes the running catch. Terrific catch by A.J. Ewing. Glides, gloves, spins, fires. What a play! What a play!
Well, that glove can play.
Dives, whoa, what a catch! Adolis Garcia with a diving grab. Run down by Carl Armstrong! Wow! Spin and a throw to get Real Muto. That was fancy. Liner, but there's Taylor Cruz. Naylor able to snare it. Woo to the back. He just took a hit away.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Your way with Fred Meyer Pickup and Delivery. And right now, you can save $20 on your first pickup or delivery order. Fred Meyer, fresh for everyone.
Hey Mariners fans, play Mariners Bingo presented by Farmers Insurance at marinersbingo.com. Compete for incredible prizes like game tickets and autographed memorabilia from your favorite Mariners players. Whether you're at the ballpark, relaxing at home, or on the go, the excitement is always at your fingertips. It's free, it's easy, and it's the perfect way to win exciting prizes while staying connected to all things Mariners baseball. Don't miss out. Head to marinersbingo.com now and start playing Mariners Bingo, presented by Farmers Insurance.
The Mariners are celebrating their 50th season with legendary events all summer long. Score seats to a fireworks night presented by T-Mobile, including the next show on June 19th. Plus, check out can't-miss collectibles like the 3-day Cal Raleigh Funko Pop giveaway starting June 29th. And August 8th, it's 50 Season Celebration Night presented by Daktronics. Witness the most iconic gathering of franchise greats as the top 50 Mariners players are unveiled at T-Mobile Park. Get tickets at mariners.com.
Chevy trucks have you covered when the road takes you from smooth sailing to Chevy Colorado will eat up some of the toughest terrains with 5 available drive modes. And Silverado and Silverado HD have the muscle to take you out for some serious with multiple engine options and impressive towing. While Silverado EV is the perfect combo of performance and capability, making it a snap to hitch up this electric truck and hit the road. Wherever the road leads, Chevy trucks are right there with you. See your Northwest Chevy dealer.
Welcome to the initial voyage of the Seattle Mariners.
Number 60, the modern-day Bambino, Cal Raleigh.
Welcome to Mariners Radio, celebrating 50 years of Seattle Mariners baseball.
Swing and a miss, got him. A vicious splitter. Logan Gilbert, strikeout number 12.
Play-by-play coverage of the defense.
Pop quiz. How do you go from Captain Clutch to the Iron Horse through a milestone and a marathon? The answer is on Hall of Fame Connections.
The captain, Derek Sanderson Jeter, is one of the winningest players in Major League history. He was wearing these very batting gloves when he notched one of those most memorable hits, the 3,000th of his career.
Are we supposed to spit in them like they do the batting gloves?
No spitting. This is a non-spitting museum.
3,000! History with an exclamation point!
He's just the second player in history whose 3,000th hit was a home run. The first was a former teammate from the Yankees' 1996 World Series championship team. But before he began his Cooperstown-bound career, Bonds would cross paths with another future Hall of Famer. September 6, 1995, the Iron Man played his 2,131st consecutive game, surpassing the unbreakable record of the Iron Horse.
Now that's how you pass the torch.
Catch every episode of Hall of Fame Connections on MLB.tv and discover your own connections to the game at baseballhall.org.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
The Mariners and the New York Mets. Glad you join us for all the play-by-play. We're going to be back and have a look at this afternoon's starting lineups right after this time out.
I keep seeing celebrities post me in the 90s versus now. Well, the person staring at me in the mirror is definitely not the same person that could pull off bootcut jeans. Time creeps up on us so slowly. You don't see it until suddenly you do. Same thing goes for your bills. $1 here, an uptick there. It's a slow burn until one day you realize the price you're paying now is way higher than when you signed up. But at T-Mobile, customers had the lowest wireless bills versus Verizon and AT&T over the past 5 years. And with T-Mobile on their experience plans, you get a 5-year price guarantee, so you know exactly what your plan price will be for the next 5 years. So at least that's one thing that won't change over time. I can't guarantee you'll still look good with frosted tips, but T-Mobile can give you a clear guarantee on your wireless plan.
Lower bills based on Air 6 billing snapshots from Q3 21 to Q4 25 compared to average AT&T and Verizon bills. Comparison excludes discounts, credits and optional charges. Price guarantee on talk, text, and data. Exclusions like taxes and fees apply. See T-Mobile.com.
Summer's supposed to be fun. When the kids are home all day, the groceries, they add up fast. G. Scott here with a quick heads up from Safeway. There's a program called Sunbucks that gives qualifying families $120 per child for summer groceries. Some families are signed up automatically and will get a card in the mail. Others need to apply. Take a minute to check. It could really help put food on the table for your family. Head to freesummermeals.org to find out more. That's freesummermeals.org.
Welcome back, folks. Your Washington Credit Union, WSECU, has been in the game for nearly 70 years. That's a heck of a streak, Steve.
70 years, Rick. That's almost as long as you've been calling home runs.
Hey, careful, Steve. We've both been around a long time.
Well, that's true. Just like us, WSECU has been delivering for decades.
And if you open up a new cashback checking account, you'll get a $300 bonus. That's your Washington Credit Union, WSECU.
Jordan Lawler leads off the bottom of the third. Reynaldo Lopez, first pitch swung on. That is hit high and deep to left field. It took a long time, but there's the first major league home run for Jordan Lawler.
424 feet off the bat of Lawler.
And no doubter for him, a kid who was, 6th overall pick a few years ago. They had to find kind of a spot for him. He was a shortstop. They put him in the outfield, and nobody giving him any love after his first big league home run.
Congratulations, Jordan Lawler. That's number one.
All right, so here's the Mets home jersey. To me, growing up in New York, also a very iconic jersey. The blue pinstripes that represented the Dodgers. Got the orange outline, which represented the Giants, which are the two teams that left New York. And then subsequently, the Mets were created. You know, my parents were Mets fans growing up. And this was a jersey that I also dreamed of wearing.
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you gotta say.
Yeah.
They're excited to be back and back on their feet. So it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on. So I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
Strike three called, got him. 96, scraping the edge. Career high strikeout 14 for George Kirby. George Kirby against the Mets today. The Mariners looking for number 9. We'll come back. First pitch, play-by-play, right after this. It's the Mariners and the Mets. Mariners have won 8 in a row, looking for number 9. Gary Hill alongside Rick Riz. Keno Loy back in our Seattle studios. Hey, if you're planning on something special this summer, host your event in a Mariners suite, from family celebrations, birthday parties, company outings, and client meetings. Visit mariners.com/suites to learn more and start planning your event today. Well, Rick, it has been quite a run for the Mariners, and not very often you see a team with a chance to sweep 3 straight series and sweep an entire homestand. But that's where we are today. The Mariners have a chance for their 3rd straight sweep and sweeping the homestand.
One of the toughest things to do in baseball, football, hockey, whatever kind of sport, is consistency. And to be able to put every facet of the game together, the offense with the pitching, the defense, guys coming off the bench, stepping up in certain situations to help out when time of need when a guy is injured. It's so tough to be consistent. And to be able to do what the Mariners have done for the last 8 games, win 8 in a row, hitting .293 as a team, belting 21 home runs by 11 different players, collecting those total of 21 home runs, and to win 10 out of 12, it's really difficult. But the Mariners have done it. They want to keep it going. They had the pitching. They've had the pitching. 8-0 with a 1.92 ERA during the streak. And they're hitting, like I said, .293, almost .300 as a team. So it's a contribution by everybody. I give Dan Wilson so much credit because it was a rocky road for the first few months of the season, but he hung in there with certain guys to get the right-handed hitters going, against left-handed pitching. The left-handed hitters have been outstanding against right-handed pitching. Luke Raley has had a fantastic season. Dom Canzone as well. The big stars are stars, and the young players have really been outstanding. Cole Emerson coming up from Tacoma this year. Cole Young has had a fabulous season, first full year in the big leagues. So they're getting it done in every aspect of the game. And that's how you win 8 in a row, and now they're trying to make it 9.
Today won't be easy. A different scenario for the Mets. They've had an opener each of the first 2 games. Today, they're going to hand it to their guy, Freddie Peralta, their best starter. He'll take the ball today. So this is going to be a tough one. This is a good matchup between Kirby and Peralta.
And what makes him so tough is the fastball changeup combination. About 75% fastball changeup. He's really good. He was outstanding last year with the Milwaukee Brewers. And now he's a New York Met. And the Mets are going to have their hands full with George Kirby. He's one of the best in the business as well. Hi again, everybody, and welcome to Mariners Baseball. The roof is wide open. A little bit of a cloudy sky high above the ballpark. Final game of the 3-game series with the Mets as the Mariners get ready to embark on a long road trip coming up to Detroit, Baltimore, and Washington before they get back home on June the 15th against Baltimore. Kirby is ready to go, leading things off Carson Bench. He had a big night last night. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's going to be a little bit high for ball 1, and we are underway. Welcome to Mariners Baseball. We had weather day today. The folks from a local television station from Fox 13 out here talking with the kids. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. But Benj had a big night last night. He was 2 for 3 with 2 home runs and 3 runs batted in. Kirby out of Rye, New York, grew up near Citi Field. Here's the pitch on the way, swinging a pop-up. On a play down the left field side, and the count is now 2-1. Kirby 5-4 with a 3.77 ERA. He's looking for a bounce-back start. He's had a little bit of a bump in the road the last 3 outings against the Padres, the Royals, and the Diamondbacks. But he always figures it out. Next offer on the way, up high with a fastball, ball 3, and the count is 3-1. But one thing about George, he's not going to walk you. 17 walks for the year in his 12 starts. That's about 1.5 walks every start. Now the windup and the 3-1 pitch on the way to Bench. Swing and a miss at a fastball at 97. Had some giddy up to it. And the count is full to 3 balls and 2 strikes. Mariners in their home whites on this Wednesday afternoon here in Seattle. Road grays for the Mets. Mets come in at 26-35. They've been bothered by some key injuries this year. The windup and the 3-2 on the way to Bench. Swing and a miss at a high fastball for strike 3. So Kirby comes back from a 3-1 count to strike out Carson Bench to start things off. And right away, George, there's strikeout number 1. That's a good sign. Well, today's first pitch of the game was brought to you by MultiCare. Health is calling. Let them help you answer that call with trusted, compassionate care close to home. Learn how at multicare.org. Here's Bo Bichette. The windup and the pitch on the way to the former Blue Jay. That's high and outside for ball 1. Mariners winding down interleague play at this point in the season. And then we'll see the Nationals coming up on the next road trip later on. Next offer. Swinging a foul out of play on the first base side. Laid on the fastball.
Bichette, and the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. But, Gary, this has been so much fun watching this club win in so many ways to put together a string of 8 in a row.
Yeah, they've been good in every single phase in this stretch.
Now the 1-1 to Bichette, high and outside, ball 2, 2 balls and a strike.
It's just great starts every single night. Bullpen has been nails and slugging homers constantly. It's been the formula.
It's fun to watch. And speaking of nails, he's back in the lineup at first base after sitting out last night. Next pitch, check swing. Did he go? And he did not. The appeal down to the first base umpire, Jen Powell, and Bichette was able to hold up, and the count is 3-1. By the way, the home plate umpire this afternoon is Adam Beck. Jen Powell, the first lady umpire in Major League history, working this series between the Mariners and the Mets. Congratulations to Jen. Came up last year. Here's the pitch. Swing and a foul tip. Behind home plate, the bat goes sailing out of the hands of Bichette. All the way to the Mets on-deck circle, picked up by the Met bat boy. And Bichette will put a little more stick him on the handle of the bat. And the count is 3-2 on Bo Bichette. But Jen Powell, quite a story. Congratulations to Jen. A lot of time in the minor leagues, about 10 years down in the minor leagues, a crew chief in the minors this year. Now she's back up in the big leagues after making her debut last year. Juan Soto is due up next. Kirby ready, the windup and the 3-2 Bichette, swinging a foul out of play in the first base side, and the count is still 3-2. And the first 2 hitters have made Kirby throw a lot of pitches. 12 pitches already for Kirby, but he's hanging in there. He'd love to get another strikeout right here. He fan Benj on a 3-2 pitch to start things off. The windup by Kirby, and again the 3-2 to Bichette swing, and that's fouled out of play down the right field side. So the count is still 3-2. Bichette batting just .213, 5 home runs and 28 runs batted in. Bothered by a sore knee last year. Didn't see much of Bo toward the end of the season. Here's the windup, and again the 3-2. Swinging a line drive, base hit into right field. Bichette going the other way. Up with the ball is Luke Raley, gets a throw in. So Bo Bichette, solid hit into right field, his first hit of the series. 1 on and 1 away, and the batter will be designated hitter Juan Soto. Yeah, everything has been outstanding for the Mariners, winning 8 in a row. The last time they won 8 in a row was that 10-game winning streak in September of last year. And the Mariners ended up winning 10 in a row and 17 of 18. That put them in first place, and they stayed there. Won the division for the first time. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball into shallow left center field. That's going to drop in. A base hit for Soto. Up with the ball is Randy Arozarena. Down to second goes Bichette. So here come the Mets. Runners at first and second with 1 out. The Mariners winning the West for the first time in 24 years last year. That'll bring up first baseman Jared Young. Kirby trying to get out of a jam. Rubs a wrinkle into a new baseball to the backside of the mound. Walks up the bump. Get ready to face Young. Jared batting .282. Recently called up from AAA Syracuse. 2 home runs and 4 runs batted in. A home run 2 nights ago. Here's the pitch to him. And a strike call. On the inside corner, the count 0-1. Logan Gilbert started the ball game last night for the Mariners. He went 5 1/3 to pick up his 4th win of the year. The bullpen was outstanding. Edward Bizzardo and Cooper Criswell has been tremendous. Here's the stretch and the 0-1 pitch. Swinging a ground ball at first. Up of the ball is Naylor. Down to second. Wide throw into left field. It goes. Bichette rounding third. He will score. Up of the ball is Randy Arozarena. And the Mets have a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first inning on a throwing error by Josh Naylor. Fired wide over to J.P. Crawford trying to cover second to get a force on Soto. It goes into left field, so Bichette scores from second. Young is on at first base on a fielder's choice and a throwing error by Naylor. And still 1 out, and the Mets have a run in. And J.P. went to his left. That throw was way to his right. They had a chance for the double play to get out of the inning. Here's Brett Beatty. Batting .233, the stretch and the pitch. Swing and a miss at a fastball, and the count is 0-1. Center fielder Julio Rodriguez, a little bit toward left center for Beatty, a left-handed hitter.
George, good velocity on his fastball. Now the 0-1 pitch, swinging a foul out of play on the third base side. And the count is 0-2, and that's why Julio is shaded a little bit toward left center field, because a lot of these hitters a little bit later from Kirby. Beatty 1 for 4 last night, 1 for 7 in the series. First and second, a run in, 1 out for the Mets. Beatty steps back in. Kirby looks in, still looking for that ground ball. Chance to turn 2, the stretch, and the 0-2 pitch. Here's a breaking ball, the sweeper, low and inside for ball 1. Kirby in his last start. Last Friday, no decision, as the Mariners had a walk-off 7-6 win over the Arizona Diamondbacks. He went 5 1/3. Gave up 4 runs. The stretch and the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got a fastball up top at 97 miles an hour. Second strikeout for Kirby. And the Mets have 2 down here in the top of the first inning. Man, good location. Up and in, and Beatty couldn't get to it. That'll bring up second baseman Marcus Semien. Semien hitting just .225 with 6 home runs and 23 runs batted in. We saw a lot of Semien when he was a Texas Ranger. The windup and the pitch is just a bit outside with a sweeper. Ball 1. And let's see, we got a challenge already from Johnny Pareda. Let's see if he wins this challenge. And, ooh, it is a ball just a bit outside, so the Mariners lose one of their 2 challenges in this game. Just a less than a half-inch outside. So it's 1-0 on Marcus Semien. 2 on, 2 outs. A run in for the Mets here in the top of the first inning. The stretch and the 1-0 pitch. Swinging a pop-up out of play on the first base side. 1 ball and 1 strike. Semien did a lot of damage against the Mariners as a Texas Ranger. 31 home runs in games against the Mariners with 88 runs batted in. Kirby looking for a big final out here in the first. Limit the damage. The pitch. Swing and a foul off the glove of Pareda. And the count is now 1-2. Temperature starting to drop a little bit, Gary. We had summer show up yesterday. It was 80 degrees at game time. A little bit cooler today.
It's definitely darker today. Kind of a dense cloud cover overhead currently. And slightly different than warm and sunny yesterday.
Oh, it was beautiful yesterday. Runners get their leads, and the 1-2 on the way. Swinging a line drive caught by shortstop J.P. Crawford. Half step to his left. He makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. Well, the Mets get 1 run. It was unearned here in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of inning number 1.
Ewing coming over toward right center. Dives. Makes the catch. A.J. Ewing, another Superman dive.
Arroyo on the spin. Smother. Got him. Oh, what a play in his big league debut.
Out Hamilton. Over the shoulder. Makes the catch. Coming on Hernandez into a slide, and he's got it.
On the ground up the middle. Lee flags it down. Glove flip. No way. Yes, sir.
On the ground towards the middle. Nice play. Lopez. Burger the stretch. Nicky Lopez flashing the leather.
Bounce to third. Stewart. Great backhand against the grain. Long throw. Got him. Oh, the best play we have seen in the bigs from Sal Stewart at third base.
And what a rolling grab by Jorge Barrosa. Barrosa's got another one. Jorge Barrosa.
Mason gives ground. Slides. Scoops. Fires.
Oh, Fundy goes behind the back. And look at what I Fundy. Line to shallow center. Ewing coming on. Dives forward. Makes another catch to end the inning.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
.com/pins. KeyBank, proud personal bank partner of the Seattle Mariners. Member FDIC. Do you need a new roof? Then trust your neighbors at 3 Tree Roofing to get you taken care of this spring. Schedule your free estimate at 3treeroofing.com and secure $500 off your roof replacement. Right now, you can still take advantage of spring pricing and beat the summer rush. 3 Tree Roofing, your Puget Sound roofing experts.
Our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Mets 1 and the Mariners coming up here in the bottom of the first inning to take a look at veteran right-hander Freddie Peralta, the former Brewer. Here's the pitch on the way to leadoff batter J.P. Crawford, a strike, 0-1. Peralta, first year as a New York Met, 3-4 with a 3.55 ERA, making his 13th start of the year. Windup and the pitch, swung on, popped up and out of play on the third base side by J.P. And the count is 0-2. Crawford, a great job in that leadoff spot. 9 home runs for the year, 22 runs batted in. Makes things happen. The 0-2. Up and in as JP gets out of the way. Ball 1 ball, and 2 strikes. Peralta had an outstanding season last year, his final year in Milwaukee. He was 17-6 with a 2.70 ERA. The next pitch is a breaking ball low and inside. Ball 2, 2 balls, and 2 strikes. I always kind of chuckle because every time JP goes to 0-2, it's always very quickly 2-2 or 3-2. The 2-2. And it's outside, and now it's 3-2. Just got that knack. The great idea of the strike zone to get back into the count. Full count on Crawford. The look in by Peralta, and the right-hander delivers, swinging a well-hit ball into the gap, deep right center field. Going, and goodbye baseball! 17th career leadoff home run for J.P. Crawford. And just like that, the Mariners tie the game at 1-1. Oh my goodness, his 10th home run of the season. And he is lightning in that leadoff spot. J.P. had the count 0-2, worked it full. And yeah, he got a pitch he liked and rammed it out of the ballpark to right center field. We are tied at 1.
That was fast. They got that one back quickly.
He's amazing. Here's Julio Rodriguez. First pitch to Julio is going to be a strike called, 0-1. But JP always gets back when he's behind. Peralta fires away to Julio, check swing. And it's low and inside for ball 1 ball, 1 strike. The Mariners have now hit 22 home runs in their last 9 games. Here's the stretch by Peralta and the 1-1 to Julio. Swing and a miss. He took a big cut at a slider. And the count is now 1-2.
Julio has 4 of those. JP now has 4 of those. He's on a home run roll.
It was just days ago that JP hit 2 home runs in one game, his first career multi-home run game. Now the stretch and the 1-2 to Julio, swinging a foul out of play on the first base side. And the count is still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yesterday we celebrated Lou Gehrig Day. And I tell you what, with all these home runs, the Mariners have turned into the Bronx Bombers. How about the Royal Brome Bombers? Here in Seattle. Here's the pitch on the way to Julio. Slider, swing, and a miss for strike 3. And the Mariners have 1 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Well, time now for the roof report from 3 Tree Roofing. Gray cloudy skies high above the ballpark on a Wednesday afternoon. When the roof is wide open, we have popped the top. The roof report brought to you by 3 Tree Roofing, the #1 roofer in Washington. Go to 3treeroofing.com for a free estimate today. Here's Josh Naylor back in the lineup. Pitch on the way to Josh is a strike called 0-1. Josh had to sit out last night's game with some tightness in his lower back after hitting a home run 2 nights ago that tied the game at 2. Next offer to Naylor is outside for ball 1 ball and 1 strike. Mariners eventually won that ball game. Score of 3-2. That was on a walk-off base hit by Cole Young. But Naylor's home run in the 7th inning tied the game. Here's the pitch, swung on, popped up, down the left field line, foul territory, cutting across the third baseman, Beatty, and on the warning track, and Beatty is there to make the catch for the second out. So 2 down after the leadoff home run by J.P. Crawford, all tied at 1, and that'll bring up left fielder Randy Rosarena. But the numbers have been incredible for the Mariners during this win streak. 8 wins in a row. They've outscored their opponents 48-18, averaging 6 runs a game, giving up only 2.2 runs a game. Here's the pitch to Randy, swinging a fly ball down the right field line, foul. It seats down the line, and the count is 0-1. They are averaging 10 or more hits a game. And as a team, batting 293. Here's the 0-1 to Randy. Breaking ball misses outside for ball one. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitching has been stellar. 8-0 with a 1.92 earned run average. The windup and the 1-1 pitch from Peralta. On the way to Randy, swing and a miss. Chases that slider, and that's a good slider from Peralta to the right-handed hitters. Early in the game here in the first. 1-2 on a Rosarena. Randy having a great year. Hitting 284, 6 home runs, 26 RBIs, 16 steals. The 1-2 pitch. Another slider, low and outside. Randy knew it was coming. Easy take right there. Ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Besides the wins, it's how they're winning. They have 3 walk-off wins in their last 5 games. The 2-2 to Randy. Low and outside. A changeup this time. Ball 3. Full count 3-2. Randy started that string of walk-off victories on May the 29th. Base hit in the gap in right center field. That beat the Diamondbacks. Victor Robles 2 days later with another win over Arizona. Infield base hit for Victor. Here's the pitch. Inside, almost hit him, and strike 3 called, and Randy wants to challenge. He was heading out of the box thinking it was ball 4 and almost grazed that left arm, and now we're looking up at the big board, and oh man, it is a ball up and in. So yes, it's all right. He walks. He won the challenge. Wow. It almost hit him. It was barely inside, but Randy knew it was going to be ball 4. It was called strike 3, but Randy Rosarena wins that challenge. Wow. So he's out at first base. They'll bring up right fielder Luke Braley. Let's see if Luke can cash in. The set by Peralta. Kicks, delivers, swing, and a miss that he wanted to right there. 0-1 the count on Rayleigh, who has 13 home runs, 31 runs batted in. 8 home runs in the month of May. Randy lead at first. Now the stretch by Peralta, delivers, and it's low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Luke last season, man, it was a tough year for him with the injuries. Healthy this year, and he's been something. The stretch. And now the 1-1 on the way. Rayleigh with a swing and a miss. And a fastball, and the count is now 1-2. Well, the Mariners win their first challenge, and it extends the inning. Strike 3 would have ended the inning. But Randy's on at first base with 2 outs. Following the home run by J.P. Crawford. 1-1 tie. And the 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and a nasty changeup for strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. Well, the Mariners come back to tie it on the Crawford home run. His 10th home run of the season. His 17th career leadoff home run. We go to the top of the...
Looking for the best team in the American League? You got to go to Tampa.
And the Rays have won another.
The Rays are cooking, and they're doing it with their own special recipe. It starts on the mound where Drew Rasmussen, Steven Matz, Nick Martinez, and Big Mac Shane McClanahan are holding it down.
And a big swing and miss. He's got him with the hard stuff.
This rotation is just suffocating opposing hitters, pitching to a sub-3 ERA, backed by a lights-out bullpen. At the disc, Junior Caminero is proving he's an elite middle-of-the-order masher.
And that one's going to go. Home run, Caminero.
And don't sleep on Jonathan Aranda and Yandy Diaz bats either. Those 3 have combined to drive in more than 90 runs already this season. Playing in the same division as the Yankees, Tampa will need to maintain their momentum. Maybe even kick it up a notch. But this season's Rays seem to be up to any challenge.
The first thing people realize is the history of Montgomery, and that history is real. So while that history is in the past, it also helps us move forward in a positive way.
Just like a lot of other of the 120 minor league teams, the baseball is not what we do, right? The Tampa Bay Rays do a phenomenal job of sending amazing athletes here, and we let them handle the baseball, and we handle everything outside the line.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Mariners and the Mets all tied at 1-1 as we go to the top half of the second. Play baseball on a Wednesday afternoon here in Seattle. A.J. Ewing will lead things off for the Mets. That's getting an unearned run in the first, and the Mariners getting a very earned run in the bottom of the first inning on a leadoff home run by J.P. Crawford, his 10th home run of the year.
It's like Paredes having some pitch comm difficulties. I don't think you can hear it. He's testing it. You can see he's got the little clicker. He keeps punching the buttons with his...
Making sure it works.
He can't hear it. Now I think he's got it, though.
He's got it attached to his shin guard. Now he's ready to go. Here's Ewing up there. George Kirby threw 25 pitches in the first, and now we still have a problem.
I don't think Kirby can hear it. I think they need a new unit.
You know, sometimes, Gary, you know, I like a lot of this technology, but sometimes a good old-fashioned one finger down for a fastball works.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking about that.
3 slide.
I think it would take too long these days. With all the starters that have 7 different pitches, I think it would take forever.
Well, you have all these delays when it doesn't work. They still got to think about the... You got to look for a button.
We don't have that many delays.
Well, you're looking for a button you could put down the finger.
I don't know. I think with Kirby, like I was thinking about Seth Lugo the other day with his 13 pitches. It would take you 45 seconds just to find the right one.
He doesn't have 13. He's got 10. All right. They finally got the buttons working. Whoop-de-doo. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball up the middle into center field. A base hit for Ewing. So a leadoff single on the first pitch from George. 1-1 tie, and that'll bring up M.J. Melendez.
Looks like we're going to be covered here shortly.
Must be some rain in the area, so the roof is beginning to close here at T-Mobile Park.
What happened to 80 and Sunny?
Long gone. Man, summer lasted 1 day.
A little short of this year.
I'll never forget. 1 year. This is true, Gary. I mean, you grew up here. Here's Melendez, left-handed hitter. The pitch, so I'm swung on, pop foul, out of play, way out of play down the left field line. The count is 0-1. Somebody asked me, you know, when was summer? I said, I think it was a Thursday. Because we didn't have a really long summer. But it was beautiful yesterday, 80 degrees at game time. Here's the pitch of Melendez, and it's outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 on, nobody out. Number of games going on right now on this Wednesday afternoon. A getaway day for a lot of clubs, including the Mariners and the Mets. Mariners heading off to the road. Here's a throw to first base, and Ewing, spinning his wheels, is able to dive back to the bag safely. So the Mariners will be in Detroit after the game today and take on the Tigers on Friday night. Day off tomorrow in Birmingham. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's up high for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. Gary, I sure love staying in Birmingham instead of downtown Detroit. Nice community. Great restaurants, beautiful hotel, the Townsend Hotel. Kirby looking for a ground ball, the stretch, and the 2-1. It's in there for a strike. The count is even on Melendez at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Although I have some fond memories now of staying in Detroit. Last year during the playoffs, we stayed
downtown,
right by the ballpark.
That's right.
Fun memories from that series, for sure.
Yeah, the team was in another hotel. Yeah. We were in the other one by the old location of Tiger Stadium, which I spent a lot of time there broadcasting for the Mariners and 3 years as announcer for the Tigers. Here's the stretch and the pitch. Swinging a foul back of the count. Still even on Melendez at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And
they've done a good job at that park. They've turned it into a community field.
Right.
They still have the original flagpole from Tiger Stadium there at that field now. And you walk in, they have a couple of old seats from Tiger Stadium.
Right.
It's very cool.
They allowed me to walk on the field. Here's the pitch on the way, and a swing and a miss by Melendez for strike 3. That is strikeout number 3 for George Kirby, and one away for the Mets here in the top of the first inning. It's now an artificial surface, and they've got home plate there where home plate was. But man, I love that old ballpark. The dugouts were so small. I remember one time I hit my head getting up in the dugout on 5'7". I was sitting next to Frank Howard one day before a ball game. He's 6'8". Here's Luis Torrens, the former Mariner, and he takes a look at a strike at the count is 0-1. And I told Hondo, his nickname, I said, Hondo, be careful when you stand up, man. He said, oh, Rick, you got to be careful here at this ballpark. It's not made for big guys like us. I said, it's not made for a guy like me. Here's the pitch on the way. Another strike called by Beck, the plate umpire. Likes to take his sweet old time. And the count is nothing at 2 on Torrens, but I love that park. A lot of history there. Tigers winning the World Series in 1984. And going way back to the early 1900s with Ty Cobb and the gang. Here's the stretch, and the 0-2 to Torrens from George Kirby, and it's on the way. Outside for ball 1, 1 ball, and 2 strikes. What was really unique about it was that the broadcast booths, radio and TV, were just stuck underneath the upper deck, and we were so low that you could play catch with the catcher. There goes the runner first. Pitch on the way, swinging a ground ball, 2 up at a third. Emerson's got it. Only play to first. The toss across is in time to get Torrens. With Ewing running on the pitch, he'll make it to second easily. And there's 2 outs for the Mets here in the top of the first inning. And Gary, you had to be really careful for foul balls, otherwise you could get really hurt. So close. And you could hear everything. Here is Carson Bench, who had a big night last night with 2 hits, 2 home runs, and 3 RBIs. But so much history at that ballpark. 1968, the Tigers won the World Series to bring that city back after the riots in 67. Here's the pitch on the way, a strike. The count 0-1. One of my fondest memories as the announcer for the Tigers those 3 years in 1992, 3 and 4 was I got a chance to spend a lot of time with Al Kaline and George Kell, 2 great stars. Tigers in the old days. Pitch on the way, and it's up high for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. And when I got to Detroit, Al and George were on television while I was working on radio with my new broadcast partner, Bob Rathman, as we tried to follow Ernie Harwell and Paul Carey. Here's the 1-1 on the way, and it's outside for ball 2, 2 balls and a strike. And Al Kaline, you know, you take a look at his numbers. He was one of the great players in the game of baseball. Spent his entire career. He signed as just a bonus baby. He was just a kid out of Baltimore. Here's the pitch on the way. And that is strike 2 called. And the count is even on Bench at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And at the age, I think, of 20, he won a batting title in 1953. But he turned out to be a great friend for me and my broadcast partner. Those 3 years in Detroit. The 2-2. It's outside. Ball 3. Full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
I do wish he would have hit one more home run in his career.
He does too.
399. just I mean, he played 22 years, just one more along the way.
Go to right field, that overhang in right field. Here's the pitch. Swinging a ground ball right to the shortstop, J.P. Crawford. Gobbles it up, throws the first in time to get Bench, and that's going to retire the side. No runs, a hit, and 1 man left on. We head to the bottom of the second. Our KeyBank score, our
Franco is going to get at least a double. There's that tough corner. Throw coming in. It's way over. I don't know what happened. It might have hit the stands, and the Padres have scored a run on that play.
Watch this. He goes down, picks it up, and he gets a piece of paper between the ball and his fingers.
That's the weirdest play I've seen in forever. Whoa, he does not lack energy.
Rain earlier today, grass still a little wet.
First big league strikeout for Roldy Munoz, and you can put an exclamation point on it.
That's a weird one. Fenway special.
After review, the call of the field is a home run. The ball hit the foul pole.
Trevor Story, home run.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
NC Machinery.com for details and exclusions. NC Machinery, official partner, your Seattle Mariners.
Second baseman Cole Young will lead off the bottom half of the second inning. The pitch from Freddie Peralta is a fastball that's high and inside for ball one. Our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Mariners 1, the Mets 1. After 1.5, Freddie ready. Delivers, swing and a pop-up. Left side of the infield, backing up shallow left field, calling for it. Bo Bichette is there, and Kerplunk makes the catch. So one away for the Mariners in the bottom of the second. Let's pause for station identification time. This is the Mariners Radio Network. Here's DH Dom Canzone. The pitch on the way to Dom. Swing and a foul straight back, and the count is 0-1. Canzone swinging a great bat. 3 for 4 last night. He was aboard in front of 2 of the 3 home runs in last night's game. That's how you win ball games, those home runs that provide 2 runs with 1 swing or 3 with 1 swing, or sometimes 4 with 1 swing. Swinging a foul back by Canzone, and the count is 0-2. And he's now batting .264 on the year. Last 10 games batting .333. The pitch to him is high for ball 1. 1 ball and 2 strikes. This guy can hit. Good power from the left side. 7 home runs out of the year. Now the stretch by Peralta. And the 1-2 on the way to Canzone. Low and outside. Bounces in for ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, got some good news earlier today about Cal Raleigh. He's going to go out on a rehab assignment starting on Sunday. He's going to be up in Everett, so you want to take a drive north and go see Cal play in his first rehab game. Man, that's great news. Here's the 2-2. Up and away, ball 3, full count, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, and if you're south, he's going to head to Tacoma after that on Tuesday and play that week, and then they'll reevaluate after that.
So head on north to Everett, then head on south to Tacoma. Watch Cal. The 3-2, swinging a hearty ground ball. One hopper snared by the second baseman, Marcus Simeon, to his left. The throw to first in time to get Canzone. That ball was smoked. But 2 outs for the Mariners here in the bottom of inning number 2. 1-1 tie. So Sunday, June 7th, Cal is going to be up in Everett. And then starting on Tuesday down in Tacoma, June the 9th. And play that week. Here's catcher Johnny Parade. In the meantime, this young man has been outstanding. Now batting .263. Big night last night. Swinging a hearty ground ball up the middle into center field for a base hit. He hit everything hard last night. Drills the first pitch from Freddie Peralta. Rams it right back up the middle. The Mariners have the go-ahead run on at first base. Parade last night in his first at-bat had a low-flying rocket that knocked third baseman Brett Beatty back on his heels and knocked him down. He was able to hang on and make the catch. And then his second time up, lined a base into the center. Third time up, Parade hit a 3-run home run. Way out to left field. That put the game away in the 5th. Here's Cole Emerson. The pitch to him, a swing and a miss. Count is 0-1. How about this kid? He's been incredible. Colt batting .271 now with 3 home runs and 8 runs batted in. 2 for 4 last night. He had a bunt single and a double. He's Mr. Extra Base Hit. Here's the pitch. Low and outside for ball 1. 1 ball and 1 strike. He has 13 hits on the season. 4 doubles, 1 triple, and the 3 home runs. So 8 of his 13 hits have been extra base hits. Now the stretch by Peralta and the 1-1 pitch on the way to Colt. Breaking ball is low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike. How about the catch he made? The final out of the game, there was a pop-up on the third base side all the way to the seats, and Colt went sliding into the wall and made the catch, and a pop-up by Beatty for the final out of the game. Here's the pitch. Swinging a one-hopper back to the mound, taken by Peralta. Runs to first. Underhand toss over to Young, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 man left on. We go to the top of the third.
Buehler hit a rocket. A diving stop by Perdomo in the first inning. Beat it out for an infield single.
Moreno sent it up away. This ball is lashed out to left field. It disappears over the wall. Hang the laundry. Julio with a 2-run home run.
You can set the slider up all you want with the fastball up and in, but if you're going to hang that pitch, he's going to deposit 114 mile an hour frozen rope into the bullpen in left field.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
I remember the first series I had, the first home run I hit was a grand slam against Seattle, which was the team that I had played for the year before. As we know, Cleveland can get a little cold, so I would wear the dark blue long sleeves. And for some reason, this jersey, I always liked my jersey a little longer. The reasons for it, for a little padding, so when I would slide, I wouldn't get all patched up and roughed up.
It's the Mariners and the Mets as we head to the third. 1-1 the score. Your Mechanics Bank score. Bo Bichette will stand in to start things in the third. George Kirby, just 1 run given up. It was unearned in the first inning after a bad throw. He's given up 3 hits so far. One of them to Bichette. He scored the run. Here's the pitch. He sends it just... it's in there. It's a strike. A little late call, but it's at the knees for a strike. 0-1. It's been a rough year for Bichette, batting .213 now for the Mets. The pitch. Swung on, fouled away. First base side. You figure it will get better as the season goes, which is fine by the Mariners starting tomorrow. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on, line drive, base hit left field. So, 2 for 2. Brings up Juan Soto, who's the DH today. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Mariners looking for their 9th win in a row. Trying to sweep the homestand. Looking for their 3rd straight sweep. The A's first, then it was the Diamondbacks, and now trying to sweep the Mets. Here's the pitch to Soto. Swung on, fouls it straight back. 96 on the fastball. Soto 13 home runs. He leads the Mets. Mets have not hit for a lot of pop this year. Here's the 0-1. That's down low. Dead last in slugging in baseball. Also last in on base percentage. Well, if you took Soto's numbers out of the mix, because he's provided both punch and on base. He's a near 400 on base guy. Here's the 1-1. It's a strike over the corner.
Yeah, they kind of miss Pete Alonso, don't they?
They miss Alonso. They miss Lindor. Yeah.
There's a lot of slug right there. Yeah. Brandon Nimmo, now a Texas Ranger. Alonso with Baltimore.
Lindor, the 5-time All-Star, has been hurt. Here's the pitch. That's outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
A lot of times we say it's hard to spend somebody else's money, but with the Mets, I don't feel that way. He spent Mr. Cohen's money. He's got a lot of it, I think.
So he pitched number 50 for Kirby. The 2-2. Swung on, popped up out of play. Runner on first base, no outs, 3rd inning. Tied score, 1 apiece. Kirby cups his ear. The roof on now. Set from the chest, delivers. Swung on Sky. This is a roof scraper. Short right field. JP backpedaling. He's there. He's under it. One-hand catch. That's the out. As we take a look at the premium matchup presented by Alaska Airlines, the official airline of the Seattle Mariners and your new gateway to the world. Experience a new level of comfort aboard Alaska's new 787 Dreamliner, flying nonstop to top destinations around the globe. And that's kind of the matchup right there when you think about the Mets right now, is trying not to let Juan Soto beat you. And so far, the Mariners have not done that in this series. Here's Jared Young. The offer is down low. Young hit a ground ball to first base. Naylor threw it away on a potential double play. That scored the Mets run. Meanwhile, J.P. Crawford homered for the Mariners. That's where we stand, 1-1. Kirby deals. Swung on, ripped into right field. It's a base hit. Picked up. Bichette will hold at second base. So the Mets now runners at first and second. And just one away. It's kind of a breaking ball that hung there over the middle of the plate. That brings up Beatty. So Kirby trying to keep this a 1-1 game. Beatty struck out his first time. Batting .228 on the season, 3 homers. Batting from the left side. Here's the pitch. It's off the plate. Beatty, orange batting gloves. Mets wearing their gray jerseys, New York across the front and blue, outlined in orange. Blue helmets. Bichette at second, Young at first. Here comes the 1-0. He sends that inside. It's been a tough stretch for George. His last 3 starts, 13 earned runs in 17 innings. It's dynamite before this bump in the road. The 2-0. Swung on, slashed foul. That's into the seats, third base side. His pitch count getting elevated. He's near 60 here in the 3rd inning. He's had to work. The error in the first, of course, didn't help. I had to throw some extra pitches in the 1st inning. Straightens up. He's ready. He deals. Swung on, hit hard, right to Cole Young. Has it, pivots, throws to second for 1. No throw back to first base. They get the force out at second. Just hit too slowly. So Beatty safe at first base on the fielder's choice. Runners on the corners, but now 2 away. And Kirby has a chance to dance out of trouble against longtime foe Marcus Semien. It's kind of weird not to have Marcus Semien out of the division for the first time in forever. And he broke in with the White Sox, but traded to the A's in 2015. He was in the division from 2015 to 2025. He was just a mainstay as an opponent for the Mariners.
I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah.
He did a lot of damage.
He had some big years. You're right about that. 2 outs. Runners on the corners. Here comes the pitch. Swung on, fouled back. Yeah, he's one of the best second basemen in baseball for a time. He was a 3-time All-Star, twice with Texas. And then he had the year in between in the division with Toronto. The 0-1. Swung on, fouled back. 35 years of age. No balls, 2 strikes. Had a 45 home run season with the Blue Jays. Kirby set. Here comes the 0-2. A half cut. Did he go? He did. Strikeout. That's it for Simeon and the Mets in the third. So George Kirby puts a 0 on the board. 4th strikeout for George. We head to the bottom of the third. 1-1 on the NC Machinery Mariners Radio Network.
Fastball at 102 on the outside edge. 8 strikeouts for Mizorowski through
7 innings, and it's scoreless.
The Yankees had an inning for the ages in the third. It was unbelievable.
13 runs on 11 hits.
Strikeout number 10. Leiter ties his career high. 5 2/3 scoreless. A great afternoon for the Rangers' young righty.
Oh, my goodness. You want to say that this guy is back? He's more than back. He is absolutely on fire. Acuna strikes again.
His last 5 hits, all 5 homers. Tracking it back towards the wall. It's by the pole. And Siri got it. He went up and got it. Took away a grand slam.
That's an outstanding saver of 4 runs.
2-run double.
Mariners are lighting up the sky all summer long with fireworks nights thanks to T-Mobile. The next post-game show is coming up on June 19th as Julio and the Mariners take on the Red Sox. Get your tickets and check out the complete lineup at mariners.com/fireworks.
Here's the pitch to JP, and it's outside for a ball. JP providing the run for the Mariners. A solo home run leading off the things in the first, bottom of the first for the M's. 1-1 the score. Here's the pitch. Try to hold a swing. It's a strike. Count even. 1 ball, 1 strike. JP now in double figures already in homers. 3rd time in his career. Here's the pitch. Outside. His career high is 19. The second most homers he's hit in a season is 12. I think there's a good chance he might get there this year.
I'm with you on that one, Gary.
Here comes the 2-1. That's just below the knees. He may get there today. I don't know. We'll see.
And the thing about it is something we've been talking about. He gets to 3-2, and he's looking for the fastball. Usually you get a fastball 3-2 for most guys. Ooh, challenge.
Yeah, the Mets get the challenge. Luis Torrens is right, so it's 2 balls, 2 strikes now.
So he's jumping on that fastball when he gets it.
Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, roped, right field line. It's down, it's going to the wall. JP around first base. He's flying into second. It's a double for JP Crawford. And the Mariners have the go-ahead run at second base. What a day. A homer and a double already.
This time he gets to a backdoor slider on the outside corner. Comes back for a strike on the outside corner. He's able to go out and get it and rifle it down the right field line for the extra base hit. J.P. Crawford swinging a hot bat. That was a great swing.
He's done a good job as the leadoff man for the Mariners, and on base at about 380 right now for the Mariners from the leadoff spot with 9 homers. Here's the pitch to Julio. Too high. 1 ball, no strikes. As we take a look at Who's Hot, brought to you by Fireside Home Solutions. Check them out for the perfect garage door, outdoor living space, or fireplace. Bellevue, Auburn, Spokane, or Portland, or firesidehomesolutions.com. The 1-0. Down low. Who's Hot? That's the Mariners lineup. JP, another home run. Mariners have hit 22 home runs in their last 9, including today. It's been a home run binge. Here's the 2-0. That's away. Julio checked his swing. 3 balls, no strikes. Julio's been a big part of that. He's got 4 homers in his past 6 games. 1-1 the score. Mariners and Mets, bottom of the third. JP at second. 3 balls, no strikes. There's some pressure on Peralta here to give the Mets some innings. They've really run through their bullpen the first 2 games of this series. Here's the 3-0. Down low, ball 4. Mariners really in business. Runners at first and second, nobody out, and here comes Josh Naylor. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. You know, that JP home run, that was the 50th of the year for the Mariners at T-Mobile Park. That's the most for any team at their home ballpark this year. The Mariners have the most home runs. As Naylor stands in, they wouldn't mind another right here. The pitch. He watches that outside.
It's really saying something.
It really is.
Not exactly a home run hitter's ballpark, but, you know, you got Great American Ballpark, Camden Yards, you got other ballparks, Crawford boxes in left field in Houston.
Yeah, you look at the leaders. Here's the pitch. That's outside. The Mariners have 50. The Reds are second, to your point, with 47. And then the Dodgers and Yankees are tied with 45. So it's the usual suspects. That's who you would think.
They're loaded with sluggers.
Now, let's look at the list. There's a team that is shocking. Here comes the 2-0. Swung on and missed. So keep the number 50 in mind. That's how many of the Mariners have hit at T-Mobile Park. The team that's last, the Boston Red Sox, have hit 17 home runs at Fenway Park this year.
Kind of goes along with their season.
The 2-1. Swung on, skied left field towards the line. Melendez, long run, jogs in, makes the catch. That's 1 away. 17 is a shocking number, especially at Fenway.
Yeah, that monster has been a great target ever since 1914 when they built a ballpark, or 1912.
I mean, to put that in perspective, Julio has 8 this year at home, and Raley has 7. They almost have equaled the Red Sox total in their home ballpark.
All these games at Fenway, that's really shocking.
Here's Randy. He walked his first time. The offer. Swung on a chopper to third base. Beatty charges, gloves. No, it's a foul ball as he kicks it away. Well, Beatty pretty fortunate that was a foul ball.
Yeah, Beatty was trying to get to it at the same time, thinking the ball might be fair, step out of the bag and get it out there and then make a throw to first base. A little too quick, but it kicked left. And it was a foul ball.
Randy's gone back to the gold shoes, gold batting gloves. He changed midway through the game last night. He started with a different combo before the game. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, ground ball right to shortstop. Bichette down to a knee, has it, flips it to second for 1. Relay to first. It is just in time to get Randy, and the Mariners put away on a double play. So nothing doing in the third for the M's. We head to the fourth. Mariners 1, Mets 1. Your Mechanics Bank score on the NC Machinery.
What a night for Brian Wu. He has absolutely cruised tonight. 7 shutout innings, 9 strikeouts.
Here's a drive to deep left field, up the bat of Nando. Gone! Home run number 1 of 2026.
And you can see the joy and the excitement on his teammates' faces.
He goes the other way. He has a base hit, and the Orioles have won it. Back from the dead. In the bottom of the ninth, they were down 5-1, score 5 unanswered runs.
PCA hits it into the tarps off Crow.
This is his game at the plate. He ended it with a flare at the defensive end.
This guy is on another planet right now. Hotter than blue blazes. Ronald Acuna, his second homer of the game, and it is his 4th home run in the last 3 games.
Well, we certainly served it up over the plate. This is a burger fit for a home run king, the 99 burger in honor of Aaron Judge. They sell a bazillion of these at Yankee Stadium. It looks pretty good. I feel like we passed the test. What about you?
I think so.
And what do we got? Oh, it's one of those parabolic mics. This is one of the sillier delays that I've seen.
Gino has it on his heels, a little high. It's airmailed into right field. Heath at third, backpedaling, and he can't make the catch. That was awkward. Trying a little trickeration over the field for it. It's worth a shot. Why not?
Oh, that's funny.
Wait till they mass market them, like the Grimace.
Yeah.
A close one as we head to the fourth. 1-1 the score. Here inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Unearned run in the first inning by the Mets, and J.P. Crawford a solo home run in the first for the Mariners. There's been traffic on both sides throughout. As George Kirby ready to work against A.J. Ewing. Bottom three due up for the Mets. This wraps up the homestand for the Mariners this afternoon. Kirby kicks, deals. That's over the corner for a strike. Mariners off day tomorrow and then long road trip. 3 against the Tigers, 4 against Baltimore, 3 against the Nationals. The 0-1. That's in there. The Detroit series has become pretty interesting. Of course, with the backdrop of last year, the Mariners bouncing the Tigers in the postseason. It's been such a struggle for Detroit this year. The 0-2. And it's inside as he twists out of the way. 1 ball, 2 strikes. We'll take a look at the Northwest Chevy Equinox scoreboard. The Tigers already done today. They won. They beat Tampa Bay 7-2. The 1-2 swung on, softly hit left side. Emerson scoops it up off the shoe tops, fires to first to get the out. 1 away. So Tigers beat Tampa Bay, who's been one of the best teams in the American League, 7-2. They sweep Tampa Bay, and they scored a ton of runs doing it. They won today 7-2. They won yesterday 8-0. They won game 1 of the series against the Rays 10-9. So their offense really exploded. And kind of out of nowhere, Melendez the batter, the pitch. Down low. Coming into that series against Tampa Bay, the Tigers had lost 13 of 15. It had been a massive struggle. Here's the 1-0. Swung on and missed. So now you kind of look at the Mariners going to Detroit. You don't exactly know what the Mariners are going to see in Detroit now.
And they really miss, obviously, Derek Scoop.
Oh, yeah.
And at one point just days ago, they were 4-21 over a 25-game stretch.
It's actually shocking to see their record given what they did last year.
Right.
The 1-1 inside. First game of the series, 340 pitch will be Woo against old friend Framber Valdez. Here's the 2-1. Outside.
Get under his skin.
Yeah.
Make him swirl around there on the mound.
Yeah, he's already had one incident this year with Detroit.
You can get to him.
Mariners have done it. Here's the 3-1. Swung on, popped up, out of play. They have faced each other so many times the last few years. Valdez with the Astros, of course. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, 4th inning, tied score. The pitch. That's inside. He did not go. And Melendez walks. So the Mets will put the go-ahead run at first base.
Some people think that when they did sign Valdez, that was kind of the beginning of the end for Skubal, because they didn't think that they were going to be able to sign him after getting the $32 million contract going there.
The pressure on the Tigers now, I think, as Torrens will bat, 9th batter in the order, runner at first base. Here's the offer outside. Is they have a decision to make at the All-Star break with Skubal, or at the trade deadline, rather. But Detroit's going to have to figure things out fast. They're going to have to turn around fast if they're going to hold on to Skubal and try and make a playoff run. The 1-0. That's in there at the kneecaps for a strike.
You have to find a trade partner who, number one, can afford him.
Yeah.
Because they're going to sign him to a long-term contract for Boku bucks. And that has an organization that has the prospects that you need in return to build up your system.
Ryder takes off the 1-1. That's slapped right side. It's through for a base hit. Melendez slides at second base. He didn't know. And so picked up by Raley. He holds at second. So the Mariners actually get a break there. It looked like off the bat as Torrens just kind of punched it into right field, there'd be runners on the corners. Instead, there's just runners at first and second.
Now, that looked like a hit and run, but it wasn't because you got Melendez diving into second base. It's a hit and run. He's looking in, and the ball is in play to the right side. Heck of a job by Torrens. Hit it on the ground through the right side of the infield.
Kirby has thrown so many stress pitches in this game. Benj, the leadoff man, will bat. He's 0 for 2. Swatted 2 homers in the game last night. Here's the pitch to him. A half cut. Did not go. 1 ball, no strikes.
Now George needs that ground ball, but just at somebody.
Yeah. Bichette on deck and then Soto. Someone you do not want to deal with here with traffic. This will be pitch number 75 for George. He steps off, looks Melendez back to second base. 1-1 the score. Top of the 4th. 1 run, 6 hits for the Mets. Here's the offer. Over the corner. 97 streaking over the edge. That's a strike. Mets have had a runner in scoring position, at least 1 runner in scoring position in every inning so far. And just 1 unearned run to show for it. The 1-1. Swung on line drive, base hit left field. Charging Arozarena scoops it up. Melendez held at third. Throw in cut off by Emerson. And now the bases loaded with 1 out for Bo Bichette. It's just kind of paper cuts here. A lot of singles by the Mets. Seven hits, all singles. And that brings up Bichette, who's 2 for 2. He has 2 singles. Pete Woodworth out to talk to Kirby. Hey, attention Mariner fans, you can play Mariners Bingo presented by Farmers Insurance at marinersbingo.com. No need to be at the stadium to join in the fun. You can score awesome prizes like tickets and autographed gear. It's free, it's fun, it's all Mariners baseball. Just go to marinersbingo.com to start playing. Now he could really use that ground ball. Tied score 1-1. Bases jammed. Here's Bichette. Overall numbers don't look great, but he's still very difficult to strike out. Has always had really good bat-to-ball skills. Bases loaded. Meeting broken up. Kirby ready. Here comes his pitch. He sends it down low. Missed on a 2-seam. That's a lot of movement as it zipped out of the zone. George set. Here comes the 1-0. Swung on, broken bat up the middle. It's through. It's a base hit. Melendez scores. Here's Torrens around third base. He steams home. Bichette, his 3rd hit of the game, drives in 2. It's 3-1 Mets. They got the ground ball on a broken bat, just in the wrong spot.
The ball came back right on the inside corner. Ground ball hit hard up the middle. If that's anywhere near J.P. Crawford, and that's an inning-ending double play. Great effort by J.P. trying to at least knock it down to save 1 run.
Here's Soto. It's about damage control now. Mets leading 3-1. Here comes the offer. Swung on, ground ball to first base. Naylor has it. He goes to second. Good throw for 1. J.P. back to first base. It's not in time. Soto beats it out. They do get the force out at second, so 2 away. Now runners on the corners. bring up Jared Young. It was a pretty good first base impression by George Kirby. He did the stretch and everything at first base. So he pitched number 80 for George. Mets 3 runs on 8 hits. Runners on the corners, 2 outs. The pitch to Young. Swung on and missed. Young has singled. He's also reached on a costly error in the first inning that led to the Mets' first run. 2 of the 3 runs earned. Kirby throws to first base. Soto dives back safely. Top of the 4th. Mets up by 2. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. Kirby deals. Soto takes off. The pitch is outside. Throw to second base, and it is not in time. The run scores. On the throw, Benj was taken off. He scores, and the Mets just stole a run. And the Mariners are going to challenge to throw at second base. And this may be circumstance, because if the Mariners were to flip this, they would take a run off the board. Soto, he had a look on his face like he was very surprised that the Mariners are challenging this. We'll see. We haven't seen a replay yet. It's worth the risk, though, given the circumstance, I think.
Sometimes what we don't see is whether or not the runner sliding in was able to keep his foot on the bag. Maybe it popped off.
Oh, that's the question. He definitely beat the throw, but did the foot hop off the base? Did it lose contact?
This is worth a challenge. This run is scored right now. There's no give to the bag. It is hard plastic.
I know. I contend this is not what replay was for with the pop-up. I kind of feel like...
Cleat off the bag.
Yeah, I kind of feel like once you claim it, you should have it unless you slide over, but...
It's hard to stay on.
The rule right now, and the Mariners are trying to take advantage of it.
Look at you see a little daylight, with that...
Look at Arozarena. He's talking to Soto, and he's pinching his finger and thumb like, you were just off the bag by that much.
This is what the umpires in the viewing room in Manhattan are taking a look at.
The hard part about that, there's so much dirt flying around.
Yeah. That's why as a middle infielder, every time there's a tag at second, you got to keep the tag on the runner. You have to keep the tag on the foot or their hand, whether it's a head first slide, feet first slide like Soto right there. And JP had the tag on the knee of Soto. Let's see if the foot did come off the bag ever so slightly. Oh, man. I'll tell you what.
I know.
It's going to be close.
There's a lot on the line here, too. There's a run. Either the inning's going to be over and there's a run off the board, or it's going to be 4-1 with Soto at second base. It's a big difference.
Ball on the field stands. The runner is safe. Seattle loses their challenge.
It's not enough to overturn it, Gary.
So Soto with the steal, and the Mets steal a run. So it's 4-1 Mets now. And now Soto in scoring position. They count 1-1. Here's the pitch. Not close. Changeup that dances away. Kirby just hasn't had that same sharpness that we're used to seeing. He nods his head. He delivers. Swung on a missed. Count even. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Here comes the 2-2. Swung on, popped up, third base. Emerson ranging over, loses his hat, and he watches it into the crowd about 5 rows back. Ended the game yesterday In a similar fashion, racing over, going to a slide, making the catch, capped off another beautiful day for the Mariners. If they're going to win 9 in a row, they'll have to come back to do it. They trail by 3. The 2-2. Swung on, soft ground ball, hopping. It hits the bag and deflects into right field. Soto around third base. He scores. Young into second, sliding safely. Some bad luck, and the Mets have their 5th run. It's 5-1.
Naylor was ready to make the play behind the bag at first, but it hit the corner of the bag, as you mentioned, and skipped away from Josh. Man, what a break for the Mets right there. George should be out of the inning.
There's Beatty. It's just, if you're Naylor, there's no way to account for that. No. Top of the 4th, 5-1 Mets. Runner at second. Here's the offer. Swung on and missed. Simeon on deck. He's the only Met who has not batted in this inning. "86 pitches for George. He delivers. He snuggles that in on the corner, so 0-2. Shakes his head side to side. No balls, 2 strikes, and time taken. Mariners an off day tomorrow, so they can get aggressive with the bullpen if needed, and it looks like they're going to get someone going now. I think Ferrer's starting to loosen. From the chest, he delivers 0-2. Swung on, popped up out of play. Mariners will go to a 6-man starting next series. Bryce Miller gets the start on Saturday against the Tigers after Wu, and then Castile will take the ball Sunday against the Tigers. Mariners do not have many off days coming up the next couple of weeks. They'll play 10 in a row on this road trip. 88 pitches for Kirby. 5 runs and 9 hits for the Mets. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and missed. Got him on a sweeper. That's a 5th strikeout for George. The inning comes to an end, but the Mets, they put 4 on the board. They've taken the lead, so the Mariners some work to do.
This is the first plate appearance from Slade. And a shot high deep to left, and that baby is gone. Home run off the bat of the lane, and suddenly it is a 3-run game.
And how about this quick hook? Not wasting any time.
438 feet. That's a big lift for the Rays because it's been all Detroit tonight, and this will put the Rays within striking distance now.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Play in Toronto. Guerrero sends over some good stuff for the guys, so when we play in Toronto, I definitely dive into that.
You gotta be careful with Vladdy, bro, because a Dominican breakfast will put you to sleep, bro. ¿Cómo está sonando la comida dominicana ya?
La comida dominicana ya no sé cómo está sonando, porque obviamente mi esposa me cocina. O sea, hay restaurantes, pero no voy a comer comida latina.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Advanced surgery, effective non-surgical treatments, and personalized rehab to get you back in the game. Visit evergreenhealth.com.
Here's Luke Raley to start the bottom of the fourth. The pitch to him is way outside. Mariners now trailing 5-1. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. A 4-spot in the top of the inning for the Mets. The pitch. That's a strike. And now the Mariners have to do it against Freddie Peralta. Best pitcher on the staff for the Mets. The 1-1. Swung on, popped up, foul territory, third base side. Beatty, long run. He's near the sidewall, goes to a slide, can't make the catch. Foul ball. Peralta had a wonderful run with the Brewers. Parts of 8 seasons with Milwaukee. Capped off by his best season last year with the Brewers. Was an all-star. Finished 5th in Cy Young voting last year in the National League. The 1-2. It sails away. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Raley struck out his first time. Here's the 2-2. Swung on a missed. Raley chased high heat. Down he goes. That's a punch out. And there's one away. Let's pause for station identification on the NC Machinery Mariners Radio Network. First pitch to Cole Young is high. 1 ball, no strikes. Peralta just did something that's really hard to do. Over 200 strikeouts last year. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, rope to right field. It's a hit. Cole Young with a knock, so he's aboard. Mariners looking to walk this lead down, trailing 5-1. Peralta, 3 straight years of 200-plus strikeouts for the Brewers, his final 3 seasons. It's hard to string together stretches of 200-plus Ks. The record for most 200-plus strikeout seasons is actually held by a Met. The pitch to Dom is outside. Tom Seaver, all with the Mets, he had 9 straight years of 200-plus strikeouts. It started in his second season with the Mets. Here's the 1-0. Misses, 2 balls and no strikes, and then ended the season he was traded by the Mets to Cincinnati, where he fell 4 strikeouts short of making it 10 straight seasons. He had 196 in the year he was traded to the Reds. But 9 straight, it seems impossible to do. Here comes the 2-0. Strike on the edge. That was close. 2-1. That looked like it was off the plate. No challenge. Mariners have 1 challenge left. Cole Young at first base. The offer. That misses low. No challenge by Torrens. 3 balls, 1 strike. So the Mariners looking for traffic here. Bizzardo warming up in the pen, so it looks like this is going to be it for George Kirby. The 3-1. Swung on, smoked right field, base hit. Young into second base. He had to hustle. It was hit so hard. So back-to-back hits for the Mariners as they start to threaten. Cole Young's single was 109 off the bat. And Dom's was 115 off the bat.
That ball was hit hard.
Yeah.
He's hitting everything hard. He had a couple base hits, 3 hits in last night's game. 5 hits in his last 2 starts, 5 for 7. And now 1 for 2 this afternoon. He's swinging a great bat.
Here comes Johnny Pareda. Well, he did hit a 3-run home run last night, and he bats here with 2 runners aboard. Here's the first offer. Swung on and missed. No balls and a strike. Paredes had a nice run for the Mariners. Batting .263 now. A couple of home runs. He singled his first time. The pitch. Swung on a miss. He was fooled on a slider out of the zone. Pareda getting the start. Back-to-back games. He started last night. Starting day game after night game.
Peralta saw that really aggressive swing on the first pitch, and now he's just going soft and softer. In front of the count now on Pareda, 0-2.
See what he does here. Peralta from the belt. Delivers. This is low. Tried the slider again. Mariners have had traffic every inning. A solo home run by J.P. Crawford accounts for the only run. Here comes the 1-2. No, time taken. So Cole Young gets back to second base. Dom Canzone at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on, fought off, foul, stays alive. That fastball is 98 miles per hour. Wow. Peralta average is 94 on the season. You got some extra. The 1-2. Slider, he takes again. Had a notion, but checked. So 2 balls, 2 strikes. Good battle here. Mariners trying to come back, trailing by 4, bottom of the 4th. They have plenty of time. They'd like to strike back here, though, with 2 runners aboard. The 2-2. Low again. Another slider, another take. Looked like Pareda learned a lesson after that second swing on the slider. He's taken the next 3 pitches, all sliders.
Now he's wondering, am I going to get the fastball here? The count 3-2. More than likely he should. He's having a conversation with Adam Beck, the home plate umpire. Call him a swing?
Oh, I think he just got... I think the umpire is saying that Pareda called timeout twice. And if that's the case, with 2 strikes, I think the at-bat is over. I think he just got dinged on a strike. And I think that's it. Oh, man. On a 3-2... as he just took ball 3, he's not even going to get a chance to swing the bat.
He worked so hard to get it to 3-2. And he's on his way back and now inside the dugout.
Wow. That hurts. So now there's 2 away. That brings up Colt Emerson.
Looking inside the dugout, I see Julio Rodriguez having a talk with Pareda. That's a veteran guy, and Julio's still a young guy, but he's talking to him, saying, "Hey, it's going to be all right."
Here's the pitch to Colt, swung on a miss. I don't even know how to score that.
I know. Look at the replay.
The pitch to Colt, swung on a miss. No balls, 2 strikes. Colt grounded back to Peralta's first time. Runners at first and second, 2 outs now. Peralta set. He deals 0-2. Swung on, popped up out of play. It goes down on a strikeout on an automatic strike. So the 4th strikeout for Peralta. The 0-2. Misses away. Mariners have pushed his pitch count. This will be pitch number 75. The 1-2. Swung on a miss. Went after a fastball upstairs. He strikes out, and that brings an end to the Mariners' threat in the 4th. Bizarre end to the 4th inning. So we'll move along to the 5th. Mariners and Mets. It's 5-1 Mets on the...
fastball at 102 on the outside edge.
8 strikeouts for Mizorowski.
7 innings, and it's scoreless.
The Yankees had an inning for the ages in the third. It was unbelievable.
13 runs on 11 hits.
Strikeout number 10. Leiter ties his career high. 5 2/3 scoreless. A great afternoon for the Rangers' young righty.
Oh my goodness. You want to say that this guy is back? He's more than back. He is absolutely on fire. Acuna strikes again.
His last 5 hits, all 5 homers. Tracking it back towards the wall. It's by the pole, and Siri got it. He went up and got it. Took away a grand slam.
That's an outstanding saver of 4 runs.
Well, we go to the top of the 5th inning. The Mets have a 5-1 lead. That was a very awkward 4th inning, and the top and the bottom of the inning. Edward Bizzardo will take over in relief. That's going to be it for George Kirby. Threw a lot of pitches. Here's a swing by Simeon. Line drive into center field. Julio coming up to make the catch. 1 pitch and 1 away. Hard hit ball by Marcus Simeon, but Julio is right there. So that's it for George Kirby. George really labored in this game. In 4 innings, he threw 89 pitches. 4 innings, gave up 5 runs, 4 earned, 9 hits. He walked 1, and he struck out 5. Bizzardo was outstanding in relief last night. 1 2/3 innings, gave up 2 hits, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. 2 huge double plays behind him, especially in the top of the 6th when the Mets started to make some noise to try to get back in the game. Here's the pitch to Ewing, and he takes a strike, 0-1. And then in the bottom of the 4th inning with 2 on and 1 out, Johnny Pereda called time twice. Here's the pitch, and it's low and outside for ball 1, 1 ball and 1 strike. With the count, 2 strikes on him, and a strike was issued. And it turned out to be an automatic strikeout. Here's the stretch. And the 1-1 on the way, swinging a line drive into left field for a base hit. Ewing gets aboard with 1 out here in the 5th inning. So the Mets have been living on base halfway through this game. That was kind of a strange situation, and then Peralta was able to get out of the inning after that. So 5-1 Mets lead, final game of the 3-game series. Mariners looking for their 3rd consecutive sweep of the series. Still have plenty of time to come back. Only the top of the 5th. Here's M.J. Melendez. The stretch and the pitch from Bizzardo. Swinging a pop-up. Out of play on the third base side. And the count is 0-1. The Mets now with 5 runs on 10 base hits, no errors. The Mariners 1 run, 5 hits, and 1 error. The only run coming out of J.P. Crawford. Leadoff home run in the bottom of the 1st. The 0-1, swinging a line drive over to the top of Naylor at first. Fair down the right field line and toward the corner. Heading for third is Ewing. He's going to be waved in. Up with the ball is Raley. The throw-in is cut off by Young. The relay to the plate, not in time. And around to third goes Melendez on an RBI triple. And the Mets now lead it 6-1. So the Mets have come out swinging this afternoon here in the final game of this series. Ewing scores, and that is run number 6 for the Mets. 6-1 New York. Melendez on at third, and now the infield has to come in close for a plate-to-plate. 1 out. Here's Luis Torrens. Stretch by Bizzardo, delivers. Fastball for a strike, 1-1. And it's been kind of a strange game. The Mets get a run on a double steal. Soto was called safe at second. as Benj was able to score from third. That came with 2 outs. Here's a swing and a miss by Torrens, and the count is now 0-2. And then in that same inning, there's a ground ball up the first base line. Naylor was able to field it behind the bag, but it hit the corner of the bag and popped into right field for a base hit and a run scored. Now the stretch and the 0-2 to Torrens, the former Mariner, and it is just a little bit outside. And it looks like we're going to have a challenge from Paredes saying that is strike 3. Let's see if it is. Looking up at the big board, and it is a strike, and it is strike 3. So Paredes wins that challenge. A strikeout for Bizzardo, and the Mets have 2 outs with a man on here in the 5th inning. They lead 6-1. That'll bring up Carson Benj. Well, tonight's Men of Steel report brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. J.P. Crawford giving the Mariners right now their only run of the game with his 10th home run of the year and 17th career leadoff home run. Here's Benj, the pitch, low and inside, and Paredes trying to deke the runner at third. Melendez thinking that the ball got behind him, but it didn't. And the count is 1-0 on Benj. Today's Men of Steel report brought to you by Steel Outdoor Power Equipment. Visit steelusa.com or your local Steel dealer today. The 1-0 pitch to Benj is a strike call. Count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. That's well under 500. 9 games under 500 at 26-35. He started off the year 3-0 and 7-4. Here's the pitch. Check swing. Does he go? That's a strike. And the count is now 1-2 on Benj. And then right after that, after the first 11 games of the season, where they were 7-4, they lost 12 in a row. Bizzardo looks in. Runner on at third. Melendez. 1 run in. The stretch. And the 1-2 pitch on the way to Benj. It is strike 3 called. Got him looking. Bizzardo with a couple of strikeouts. But the Mets add another run here in the top of the 5th inning. 1 run on a couple of base hits. Leave a runner stranded at third. We head to the bottom of the 5th.
An easy one again for Olerud, or is it going to be? Oh, it's going to be neither.
Fly on the infield. Alicea coming in, and a collision, and the ball drops.
Popped up. Ordonez, Alfonso. Oh! They both look at each other, and it bounces free. Shallow center. Chico. Oh! Dropped the ball. Oh! And it drops it a couple of times. Burrow doesn't see it. He doesn't see it.
It's the great mascot race. Here we go. And they're off. They're neck and neck. Look at them go. The crowd is going wild. It's the home stretch. For the win. It's the play at the plate. It's the swinging flyer. Congratulations on winning the great mascot race.
The people are welcoming, they're loving, they're caring. So if you're looking for a familial feel, definitely Asheville.
It's Asheville. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
They're excited to be back and back on their feet. So it's been awesome to see the rebuild.
Winning or losing, like everybody's there having a good time rooting us on. So I've always enjoyed that the whole year.
You play here at the tourist park and you feel like you're back in the old days playing real baseball.
Nestled right into the mountains there.
That's right on a cliff.
Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
Our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Mets 6 and the Mariners 1. We head to the bottom of the 5th inning. J.P. Crawford leads it off. Here's the pitch from Peralta, high and inside as J.P. limbos away from ball 1. J.P. with a big afternoon. Leadoff home run in the bottom of the 1st and a double, leading off the 3rd. 2 for 2 the pitch. Strike on the inside corner, says Mr. Beck. Plate umpire Adam Beck. 1-1 on JP. Be followed by Julio and then Josh Naylor. Mariners need to chip away right here, down by 5. Here's the pitch. inside. Ball 2, 2-1. Got to get that momentum back. Peralta, 3-4 on the year, 3.55 ERA, 13th start of the season. Now the stretch and the 2-1 pitch on the way to Crawford is inside for ball 3, 3-1. When you're down by 5, a good old walk is as good as a base hit. Need some base runners, especially with Julio hitting behind you. Now with 13 home runs on the year. Julio homered last night. The 3-1 pitch, swinging a foul tip into the glove of Torrens. Mets catcher, and the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The New York Mets. They were an expansion ball club in 1962. National League fans had to be heartbroken when the Dodgers and the Giants left in 58. Here's the stretch and the 3-2 pitch. Swinging a ground ball cued off the end of the bat down the third base side. Up with the ball is Beatty. The throw to first. It's not in time. JP is 3 for 3 on the day. He's got a single, a double, and a home run. He's a triple away from the cycle. Beatty was playing off the bag at third for JP, a left-handed hitter. He cued it off the end of the bat. Wasn't hit that hard along the third base line. Crawford hustling. He's now 3 for 3. He's a triple away from the cycle. So 1 on and nobody out, and that'll bring up Julio Rodriguez. But can you imagine if you're a National League fan in New York City? You had the New York Giants and the Brooklyn Dodgers for many, many years. Here's the pitch of the way, swinging a ground ball up the middle, right behind the bag, bobbling the ball. Simeon, little toss over to Bichette at second. They get the force on J.P. Crawford. They had a chance for the double play. Crawford is out at second. Julio safe at first. The putout will go 4-6. Simeon could not come up with the ball cleanly. This one just missed Peralta, the pitcher, right over the bag, and Simeon missed the chance for the double play. But they got 1 out of it. So 1 on and 1 away. That'll bring up Josh Naylor. Josh 0 for 2 on the day. Here's the stretch by Peralta. Delivers way up and in for ball 1. But how heartbroken were the Giant fans and the Dodgers fans, both teams leaving for the West Coast. Giants going to San Francisco. Of course, the Dodgers going to Los Angeles. But 4 years later, they got the Mets. Here's the pitch. And it's high and outside for ball 2, 2-0. So the Mets came along in 1962 with their flamboyant manager, Casey Stengel. Casey had the great years in the Bronx with the Yankees with that dynasty. Here's the stretch. And the 2-0, Naylor take it all the way, and it's a strike. Count is now 2-1. Casey, he let his coaches do a lot of the managing. One time he went up to home plate with a bird underneath his cap. Took off his cap and the bird flew off. I'd like to see Lou Piniella do that one time. Here's the pitch on the way. Swinging a ground ball right side. Up with the ball, Simeon. Over to second, 1. The relay to first. It's going to be in time for the double play. 4-6-3. And that will end the inning. We go to the top half of the 6th. Here at T-Mobile Park, our Mechanics Bank score. It's the
C.B. Buckner entertaining the crowd a little bit.
Yeah, there you go.
Chopper off the plate. That's a fair ball. Foul ball.
Why is that a foul ball?
Oh, that's why.
Oh, my. The awkward look at the play continues. He is going to be a down duck.
What a slide.
The MLB app. Yeah, it's got game. This game. These games. All the games. Pre-game. Post-game. And everything in between. This is baseball your way. With real-time stats, scores, breaking news, and custom content that hits every time. Because you choose the teams and pick the players you want to follow. So when they catch it on the field, you catch it on the app.
Puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Coming into the 6th inning, Mariners and the Mets. Right now, Mets in control of this one, 5-1, or 6-1 rather. Your Mechanics Bank score. Jose Ferrer will take over on the hill for the Mariners. This call to the bullpen brought to you by Sunset Auto Family in Summer and Auburn. You just get more at Sunset, and people do like that. Ferrer's been excellent this year, a 1.69 ERA, his 30th appearance. He'll face Bichette, who's been a problem. Bichette, 3 hits. 2 RBI single last time, has scored a run as well. So Bichette, Soto, and Young for the Mets. Mariners could use a quick inning. They haven't had one yet. Mets have had traffic all day. Here's the pitch. It's inside for a ball. 6 runs, 11 hits for the Mets. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. Here comes the offer. That's inside. On this upcoming road trip, Ferrer will get a chance to pitch against his former team. The final 3 games of this 10-game road trip against the Nationals. Here's the 2-0. That's in there. 2 balls, 1 strike, 97 on the 2-seam. Nationals won today as we take a look at the Northwest Chevy Equinox scoreboard. 4-1. They lost today to the Marlins 4-1. Here comes the pitch. Swung on a chopper, high chop. Ferrer gloves it. He's in foul territory, twists around, throws to first, not nearly in time as Bichette beats it out. An A for effort, though, from Ferrer. That's going to be a hit. 4th of the game for Bichette.
Tell you what, he had to get off the mound very quickly. About half it down the line, that ball was popped way up in the air, about 20 feet in the air, finally came down. No chance to get Bichette at first base.
Nationals lost today. They've dipped below 500 now. They were off to a surprising start this year. I mean, the NL East has been a really weird division all season. First pitch swinging, a knock right to shortstop. JP takes it to second himself, steps on second, fires to first to double up Soto. And just like that, there's 2 away. Nice play by JP. And a chance to face the minimum for the first time. Atlanta leads the NL East by 9.5 games right now. The Phillies, they've played much better now. Phillies 2 games above 500. They've just passed the Nationals. The Mets in last. Here's the pitch to Young. That's a strike. Two outs, top of the 6th. 6-1 Mets. Ferrer nods his head, comes set, deals. That's in there. Got a slider over the corner. 0-2. Lefty on lefty here. Ferrer delivers. That misses away. No chase. One ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Mariners down by 5. Here comes the pitch. Up and in. He has a twist out of the way. Young had that weird double last time, drove in a run. It was a chopper down the first base line that hit the bag and then deflected into right field for a double. I don't know if there's one play in this game that kind of is the example of what we've seen today. It's that. The 2-2. Swung on, fouled away. It has just not been the Mariners' day so far. Still have time to change that. Two balls, 2 strikes. Ferrer, set, deals. Swung on, smashed foul off the netting third base side. We'll do it again, 2-2. Ferrer set, the 2-2. Misses off the plate. A changeup that dances outside. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. He is ready. The pitch. Strike 3 called. Zipped it in at the kneecaps. And for the first time today, the Mariners faced the minimum here against the Mets. Nice hitting by Ferrer. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Mariners.
I'm Jonathan Mayer, and for more than 20 years, I've traced the path of baseball's rising stars, navigating the back roads of the national pastime and basking in the glow of small-town America's spirit, where the team is woven into the fabric of everyday life, where it's more than just a game. It's a celebration of the people, the traditions, and the culture that give these places their soul. This is Grassroots.
The Cubs are on fire and have turned 1060 West Addison Street, aka Wrigley Field, into the hottest address in baseball. This week, the Cubbies flew the W for the 15th straight time, their longest home winning streak since '08. And they're winning in dramatic fashion.
Dansby's going to score. The Cubs are going to walk off the red. 3 straight walk-off wins in the series against Cincinnati.
At the center of it all is Nico Horner, flat out playing like the best second baseman in baseball. Shota Imanaga has been one of the game's best on the hill with a sub-2.5 ERA. With PCA doing PCA things in the field and a solid bullpen, this Cubs team looks built for the long haul. The NL Central has been baseball's toughest division. Will the Cubbies' home field advantage be the difference in the chase for the division crown?
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Oregon and Washington, 21 or older, relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois.
Randy is going to bat. He'll lead things off against Peralta. Here's the offer. That's upstairs. 6-1, Mets with the lead. Your Mechanics Bank score. Bottom of the 6th. First order of business is to chase Peralta. He has 87 pitches. He deals. That's high. So we take a look at the Muckleshoot Casino Resort Pen Report. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the MVP of excitement. Over 3,500 gaming machines, action-packed table games, luxury hotel, live entertainment, dining, and so much more. The 2-0. That's a strike at the knees. Muckleshoot Casino Resort, the biggest and best in the Northwest. Mets have really used a lot of their bullpen the first 2 games of this series. So you kind of look at it. They've especially used the left side of their bullpen. A lot of lefties. The 2-1. Swung on a missed. Peterson threw 50 pitches a couple days ago, 3 days ago. Minaya threw 60 2 days ago. Minter has gone back-to-back days. Perez threw nearly 30 pitches yesterday. The 2-2 swung on ground ball foul. So you'd have to assume Brooks Raley is the only lefty available today for the Mets. And then they would go to Devin Williams, Luke Weaver as well, a couple of righties. So that's kind of what you're looking at with the Mets today. The 2-2. Strike 3 called. He gets Randy. That's the 6th strikeout. So the quicker the Mariners can get Peralta out of the game, the better. Cooper Criswell warming for the Mariners now. Here's Luke Raley. He is fanned twice. Here comes the offer. Swung on a missed. J.P. Crawford, a home run, the first batter for the Mariners. That's been their only run. Here's the offer. Just outside, and that's going to be challenged. Mariners with 21 homers the last 8 games. Coming into today, as that pitch is in fact low. Mets lose the challenge. The most home runs the Mariners have ever had in an 8-game stretch is 24. So the Mariners' 21 homers, not too far off that 24 number. The 1-1. Inside. It was in 1999 in May, so we're talking about kind of the final weeks of the Kingdom. That Mariners team, led by 5 home runs from Ken Griffey Jr. The 2-1. Swung on a miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Edgar had 4. A-Rod had 4. So that's the team that we're talking about. Two balls, 2 strikes. Bases empty. Mariners down by 5. Peralta deals. This is on a changeup low. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mariners looking for base runners. They've had some opportunities today. Left runners stranded in scoring position in the 3rd and 4th. The 3-2. Swung on, smoked right to first base. Young doesn't have to move a muscle. Just puts up the mitt, makes the catch. 2 away. That was 104 off the bat. Here's Cole Young. A single last time. Peralta, 98 pitches. No one getting loose for the Mets. The 6th inning looks to be his. 2 outs. He deals. That's a strike. If you think about this game from the Mets' perspective, this start, the Mets have needed so badly. Pitch number 100. Here's the offer. That streak's over for a strike. 0-2.
Yeah, because Mendoza, the manager for the Mets, had to really unload his bullpen with 2 openers back-to-back days. That really puts a stress on your bullpen and puts a stress on Peralta to go deep in the game.
The 0-2. Swung on a chopper, slowly hits second base. Simeon charges, gloves, throws on the move, and just gets the hustling Young. The Mariners go 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. We head to the 7th. Mariners trailing 6-1 on the NC Machinery Mariners Radio Network.
From about 1905 to 1925 or so, teams actually issued cardigans as part of their team uniform. In that era, knitwear was actually having a heyday in sports. Think of ski sweaters or Argyle sweater vests on the Gulf Green. And baseball decided to jump on the bandwagon and create cardigans.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
Gosh, we've gone to Sea Dogs games since we were kids.
I've been coming to see the Sea Dogs for the last 30 years. Great experience.
Everybody here is just bends over backwards to help people out and wish the world was like it is right here at the ballpark.
We've always wanted to be more than just a baseball team. We want to be strong, active, contributing members of the community. And I think that effort is seen by the people and the fans, and they want to support that effort.
Back inside T-Mobile Park, the Mariners and the Mets. Right now, the Mets getting the best of things, 6-1. 7th inning, Brett Beatty going to lead things off for the Metropolitans. Mariners will send Cooper Criswell to the mound. Criswell has been excellent for the Mariners this season. His first pitch to Beatty swung on, fouled away. Criswell was actually a Met during the offseason. For a little over a month. Not that long, but he was a Met, I guess, in name only. That's how the offseason can go sometimes. Here comes the 0-1. swung on, fouled away. Originally, he was with the Red Sox in the offseason, and then the Mets selected him off waivers the beginning of December, and then at the end of January, the Mariners bought Criswell from the Mets, and that has ended up being a very good move for the Mariners. Criswell has been outstanding for the M's. Here's the 0-2. Strike 3 called. He gets Beatty. There's one away here in the 7th.
Yeah, with the way he pitched last night, Gary, they wish they had him back.
That's true, especially with some of the pitching issues they have had. You think about Criswell, days before spring training started, he and his wife had a baby. And so just a couple days later, he's reporting to spring training. Here's the pitch to Simeon. Swung on, hard ground ball right to first base. Naylor on the backhand has it. Underhand toss to first. Criswell there to stomp on first. That's the out. And he reports to a new team, trying to make a ball club, right? And he's pitching well in spring. But, it's a full, good pitching staff. You really don't know how it's going to shake out. And he was thought of as kind of starter depth. But as it turned out, he made the team out of the bullpen. And he's been in a situation where he hasn't been starter depth. He's pitched at times in leverage situations. He's been a valuable part of the bullpen for the Mariners.
Well, he's done a super job. He's been very, very consistent.
You think about everything he had gone through. Here's the pitch. That's a strike to Ewing. And, talking to him, it was really refreshing for him to come to the Mariners because he's not a hard thrower. Here comes the 0-1. That's outside. And throughout his career, coaches and teams have always talked to him about increasing velo. Mariners have been more like, no, your stuff is fine, just be you. And for him, that's been really refreshing. The 1-1. Swung on, softly hit. JP charging on the backhand, throws off balance to first base. It's in the dirt. Naylor couldn't dig it out. It's going to be an infield hit. And the Mariners have rewarded him by pitching so well.
Yeah, as a new guy, you go to spring training. There were 73 guys in that clubhouse at the start of the spring. You look around, you go, okay, where do I kind of fit in here? So the only thing you can do mentally is trust yourself, trust your stuff. Go out there and pitch well, and it really worked out for Criswell. He's been a great addition.
Pitch to Melendez, sails inside. His dad was drafted in the first round in 1983. Never made it to the majors. But always encouraged him as a youngster. Runner takes off. The pitch is low. Throw skips over Criswell to second base on a hop, but Ewing has the base stolen. His dad played with Atlanta in those days. He was teammates with Tom Glavine. It was kind of those early days as Atlanta was bringing up that core when they dominated the division in the 90s. And he always told his son, hey, I've been teammates with Tom Glavine. Your stuff is good enough to pitch in the majors. That always gave him confidence. The 2-0. It's a strike. His dad was a longtime basketball coach, high school basketball coach. His brother played basketball. Criswell also played basketball, which isn't surprising when you look at him. The 2-1. That is a strike.
I bet you he was pretty good in high school.
Yeah, he's got that tall frame, 6'6". 2 balls, 2 strikes, top of the 7th. Mets lead 6-1. You're with us inside the Western Washington Toyota radio booth. The pitch to Melendez. Swung on, lifted left field. Couple steps back for Randy. He's there. He reaches up. He makes the catch. It's an easy inning for Cooper Criswell. He puts down the Mets as we head to the bottom of the 7th. Mariners trailing 6-1 on the NC Machinery Mariners radio network.
If you're feeling crabby, check out some of these wild and weird moments from around the league.
Since gonna tag out Bowers, who had the crab crawl back toward first base.
Is this 1-1-1-3 on the putout?
Of course, catching it is one thing.
Whoa! Go through the 5-hole? Yeah, it sure did.
Now that's what you call really struggling.
Now let's see some animal instincts on display in the field.
Nico! Behind the back. What a play!
Get a load of this.
Say hey, Austin Martin right. He made an incredible catch. And a liner caught by a leaping Bobby Witt Jr.
No question about that one.
Robles over, goes to a dive, and makes a tremendous catch.
Oh, I didn't give him a shot off the bat to come down to that baseball. Oh, highlight reel stuff from David Hamilton.
How about that?
Is the official outdoor power equipment of the Seattle Mariners. Steel is powered by precision, reliability, and durability. You can trust Steel, the chosen brand used every day at the ballpark. Trusted by me, trusted by the Mariners. Visit SteelUSA.com to find your nearest Steel dealer. That's SteelUSA.com.
Well, the day is over for Freddie Peralta. He pitched really well. 6 innings of 1-run ball, 6 strikeouts, 2 walks, 101 pitches. So he gives way to the, as we talked about, we think the lone lefty available for the Mets. Brooks Raley will pitch. Dom Canzone due up. He'll be lifted for a pinch hitter. Rob Refsnyder will bat. It's Refsnyder, Pareda, Colt Emerson due up, bottom third of the order. So the Mariners chasing 5, bottom of the 7th. Raley into the motion. Here comes his pitch. Refsnyder tried to hold a swing, couldn't do it. It's a strike, 0-1. Raley pitched in the first game of this series. Flutter of the glove, winds, delivers. That misses inside. Having a good year, a 1.61 ERA. He's especially handled lefties. The 1-1. Way outside. Not close. Mariners need traffic. We're running out of time here in the 7th. Trailing by 5. The 2-1. Swung on a missed. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Gave up a run on a solo home run, and the Mets loss to the Mariners in game 1 of the series. The pitch is outside. 3 balls, 2 strikes. That was the Naylor home run to tie it in the 7th inning. Here comes the 3-2. Swung on, fouled back off the mask of Torrens. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Mariners down 5. Mariners got their run. J.P. Crawford a home run. In fact, J.P. has 3 hits. He's our working hard player of the game, brought to you by Danner and Whistle Workwear. For the ones working hard every day, Danner available at Whistle Workwear.
Torrens took a nasty hit. That thing ripped the mask right off his face.
The 3-2. Swung on, popped up, short right field. Jogging in Benj. He's in front of Simeon. Makes the catch for 1 out. I'll bring up Pareda, who struck out in a very weird way with runners at first and second. A 3-2 count. Apparently had called time for the second time in the at-bat and got dinged for it. So it was a strikeout. Here's the pitch. Outside. I'm looking at my scorebook at it. I didn't feel right about a normal K, which would indicate a swinging strikeout, or a backwards K, which would indicate a strikeout looking. Here's the 1-0. That sails all the way to the backstop. A bit outside on a sweeper. So I wrote it down, Rick, as a lying down K. That's my indication. Yeah.
I put auto.
Okay, that works.
Auto. It's a brave new world, Gary, and how to keep score with all these.
You got to figure out your own system.
Yeah.
Here's the 2-0. He's taking all the way. It's high. 3 balls, no strikes.
Everybody has their own preference anyway, how to keep score, but this is something new.
Pareda steps out. I'm not sure if he called time there or not, but he was out of the box. He's back in there now. 6-1 Mets, the 3-0. Way inside, ball 4. He draws the walk. So Paredes been aboard a couple of times. He's provided a nice lift offensively for the Mariners. Yesterday, of course, had the big 3-run home run, had a couple of hits. But he's done a good job for the Mariners.
He was ready to go. He had 321 down at Tacoma in 25 games with a couple of home runs and 8 runs batted in.
It's actually, he spent a long time, parts of 13 seasons in the minors, and he's had some really good minor league seasons. Here's the pitch to Cole Emerson. And it's a breaking ball over the corner for a strike. He hasn't had really a long look at the majors, just parts with Miami and Minnesota and the A's. That pitch is swung on, popped up. Behind the bag at third, Beatty looking up. Now in foul ground, little back pedal makes the catch. And there's 2 outs. And here's J.P. Crawford, who provided our legendary moment of the game, brought to you by Miller Lite. Legendary moments start with a light. When it's game time, it's Miller time. A home run in the first. He now has 50 home runs from the leadoff spot for the Mariners. That's second most in franchise history. The offer to him. A breaking ball that's in there for a strike. Ichiro has the most, which probably isn't a surprise. 97 home runs for Ichiro from the leadoff spot. The offer. It's over for a strike. And quickly, JP's down. No balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the 7th. Mariners down 5. Runner at first base. A triple here would give him the cycle. This is not really a triple ballpark. Here's the pitch. Strike 3 called. Got him on the corner on a changeup. And the Mariners, a 0 on the board here in the bottom of the 7th. We'll move along to the 8th. Mets with the lead. It's 6-1 on the NC Machinery Mariners radio network.
They say it's a game of numbers. Pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Mi trabajo es sencillo, cachar ese ritmo que solo nuestra gente tira y regarlo por toda la temporada. Flow mayor is where all those rhythms meet. Porque el flow no es de un solo jugador, es de un corillo entero que prende estadio. De San Diego a Santo Domingo y cada parada en el camino. Cuando estamos activos, la liga sube de nivel. Esto es Flow Mayor.
The beauty of this jersey is the feel, the texture, the thin, the stitching is heavy, so you kind of feel that jersey that was very heavy. Check it out, the last name and the number, they have a little glitter on them, so they kind of stack up. It just feels right. I had some really cool cleats to go with it. The way it gets dirty when you slide, it just kind of like rubs off on that glitter. It's really, really cool.
Our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Mets 6 and the Mariners 1 as we go to the top half of the 8th inning. This is the finale of the 3-game series. And we have a new pitcher, right-hander Alex Hoppe will take over in relief for the Mariners to take a look at Luis Torrens. This afternoon, the Mets with 6 runs on 13 base hits. Mariners 1 run on 6. And 1 run coming in the bottom of the first and a leadoff home run by J.P. Crawford. So here's Hoppe, 0-1 with a 5.84 ERA, 11 appearances. He's worked 12 in the 3rd innings, given up 13 hits, 10 runs, 8 earned, 6 walks, and 12 strikeouts. Torrens 1 for 3 on the day. Here's the pitch to him, and it's a sinker down low for ball 1. Manager Dan Wilson, along with pitching coach Pete Woodworth, trying to divvy up the work, giving a number of guys a little bit of an opportunity to pitch this afternoon. Bizzardo following Kirby, along with Ferrer, Criswell. Another fine job by Cooper swinging a fly ball down the right field line. This one is going to be a fair ball in toward the corner. Terens heading for second. Up with the ball is Refsnyder, and now the throw will come in. It's cut off by Cole Young. So Luis Terens with a leadoff double here in the top half of the 8th inning. And the Mets have kept the pressure on Mariners all day long. Say, friends, when considering a Volvo, people should come to Sandberg Volvo Cars in Linwood to experience the Sandberg difference. The only Excellence Award winner and family-owned and operated Volvo dealership in the Northwest. Come in as a friend and leave as part of the family with the great cars. See great reviews at SandbergVolvoCars.com. Here's Carson Benj. The pitch on the way, and it's low and inside for ball one. Mariners really need a huge comeback to keep that winning streak alive. Right now, they've won 8 in a row. Here's the next pitch. Swung on, bounced foul up the first base side, taken by the Mets first base coach. And the count is even on Benj at 1 ball and 1 strike. And by the way, that's still Raley out there in right field. Refsnyder pinch hit for Canzone. Here's the pitch. And it's a strike on Benj for as the count goes to 1-2. Benj has really turned things around last 36 games, batting .310. First 21 games, hit just .136. The set by Hoppy. A look back at Terens. The runner at second. The 1-2 pitch. Swinging a chopper to the right side. That'll move the runner along. Charging is Cole Young. Hurries the throw to first base, and it's in time to get Benj hustling up the line for the out. And on the play, Terens will get to third. Let's pause for station identification time. This is the Mariners Radio Network. One on, one away for the Mets. Here's Bo Bichette swinging high fly ball deep left center field. That's going to score a run. Randy going back. He's there. Waits for that thing to come down. He makes the catch. Tagging at third is Terens. He's going to score easily. And the Mets now lead by a score of 7-1. Bo Bichette, heck of an afternoon for the Mets. Sacrifice fly right there, his third RBI of the day. He was 4 for 4 with 4 singles, a run scored. He had a 2-run single back in the 4th inning. So 2 outs, 1 run in. The Mets now lead by 6, 7-1. And here's Juan Soto. Soto, 2 for 12 in the series. The stretch by Hoppy delivers. Swinging a fly ball, lifted left center field. Over is Julio calling for it. He's there and makes a catch, and that's going to retire the side. But the Mets tack on 1 more. 1 run on 1 hit. And nobody left on. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning. Our Mechanics Bank score. It's the Mets 7 and the Mariners 1.
Tulsa is a big, small town or a small, big city?
Tulsa is a very mixed city of arts and film and sports. I mean, it's a true melting pot of all kinds of things.
Professional baseball in Tulsa, it's actually older than the state of Oklahoma.
It's nice to play in front of, fans that you see on a daily basis.
puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas y jerseys autografiados, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores. Visita auctions.mlb.com.
And more.
Say, friends, cheers to 50 seasons of Mariners baseball. Enter now to win the chance to attend the Seattle Mariners 50 season celebration night. Thanks to Corona, head to cbisweeps.com/Corona Mariners 50 seasons to learn more. No purchase necessary. Open only to legal U.S. residents in Alaska, Hawaii, Idaho, Montana, Oregon, and Washington. 21 or older. Relax responsibly. Corona Extra Beer, imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Our Mechanics Bank score, it's now the Mets 7 and the Mariners 1. Bottom of the 8th inning. New pitcher Luke Weaver takes over for the Mets. Weaver has appeared in 24 games, 2-1 with a 2.77 ERA. Here's Julio Rodriguez to lead things off. The pitch to him is a strike called, 0-1. Weaver a Mariner a few years ago, but the last few years pitching for the Yankees. Weaver looks in, has a sign from Torrens. And the 0-1 to Julio, swinging a ground ball foul in front of the Mets first base dugout, or make it third base dugout, and the count is 0-2. Julio struck out, walked, and safe on a fielder's choice, 0 for 2 tonight. And he's coming off a great May, which he hit 10 home runs. 13 home runs for the year for Julio. The pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3. And the Mariners have one down here in the bottom of the 8th inning. That'll bring up first baseman Josh Naylor. Well, right after this ball game, the Mariners hop on a bus, head to the airport, fly to Detroit. They'll have a day off in the Motor City tomorrow, take on the Tigers for 3, then over to Baltimore for 4, and then the Nationals in Washington for 3 more before the Mariners head home on June the 16th to face the Orioles again, but right here. Here's the pitch to Naylor, a strike called, 0-1. Tigers having a rough year. So the Mariners hope to take advantage of the Tigers in that 3-game series. The windup by Weaver in the 0-1 to Josh, swing and a miss. And the count is 0-2. Naylor did not play last night. He had some tightness in his lower back in the game a couple of nights ago, where he hit a home run and had to come out after that home run. Here's the windup and the 0-2 pitch to Naylor. Swinging a hard hit ground ball to the right side. Up with the ball to second baseman Simeon. His throw to first in time to get Josh for the second out of the inning. Patrick Wisdom stepped in last night to play first base and came up with a big home run, giving the Mariners their first run of the night as they go on and beat the Mets last night by a score of 8-3 to make it 8 wins in a row. Mariners' longest win streak, 15 games in a row, back in 2001. Here's Randy Rosarena. Randy 0 for 2 on the day with a walk. The wind and the pitch by Weaver, low and outside for ball 1. Mariners on this homestand, 5-0, 3-0 against the Diamondbacks. And winning the first 2 games here against the Mets. The windup and the 1-0 pitch, swinging a foul off the netting behind home plate. As the count evens at 1 ball and 1 strike. It's really cooled off this afternoon. Cloudy skies, man. Yesterday was absolutely beautiful, as you know. Temperature got up to about 83 degrees. We're still up there at game time last night. It was beautiful. The windup and the 1-1. Strike called. Randy back it away, but it got the inside corner. The count is now 1-2. Mets 7 runs on 14 base hits. Mariners 1 run on 6. The leadoff home run by Crawford in the bottom of the first inning. The windup by Weaver in the 1-2. Swing and a miss at a fastball for strike 3, and that's going to retire the side. We go to the top half of the 9th inning. Our Mechanics Bank score, it's the Mets 7 and the Mariners 1.
All
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back, bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Te encantan los jugadores. Te encanta el juego.
¡Y se fue!
Ahora puedes ser el dueño de grandes momentos del béisbol. MLB Auction te permite participar en la subasta de bates, bolas, jerseys autografiados y más, con artículos de tus equipos de grandes ligas favoritos, leyendas y jugadores agregados toda la temporada. Cada artículo es autenticado por MLB para asegurar que lo que llega directamente a tu hogar es original. ¿Quieres una parte del juego? Visita auctions.mlb.com.
Yes, Scooter, you made the phrase, holy cow, popular. So, at this time, Scooter, your friends have decided to present you with your own holy cow. You know, I'm not sure that was rehearsed beforehand.
Well, we head to the top half of the ninth inning. The Mets lead by a score of 7-1 here in the finale of this three-game series. Alex Hoppe back out there for the ninth after giving up a run in the eighth. Leading things off is Jared Young. The pitch to him, a swing and a miss. And the count is 0-1. Mariners will have one more try in the bottom of the ninth inning. Luke Raley, Cole Young, and Rob Refsnyder. Stretch and the 0-1 pitch to Young is down low, ball one, 1 strike. Infield, turn around to the right side. Third baseman Colt Emerson way off the bag, playing shortstop. JP near the bag at second base. For Young, a left-handed hitter. Here's the pitch to him, swinging a two-hopper right to Cole Young at second base. Easy flip to first in time to get Jared Young for the out, and there's one away. And an interesting picture show up from last night's game. Jared Young was playing first. Cole Young was the runner at first. And Mariners' first base coach is Eric Young. We had all three Youngs right there around the bag at first base. Here's Brett Beatty. Beatty is 0 for 4 on the day with 3 strikeouts. The pitch to him, swinging a little chopper along the first base side. Off the mound in a hurry as Hoppe keeps going right to the bag at first base. For the one unassisted put out on Beatty, Alex got to it along that first base line and kept right on going, so 2 quick outs for the Mets here in the top half of the ninth. They lead 7-1.
Looks like the Mariners are going to face a former Mariner in the ninth, an unlikely former Mariner, I think. Joey Gerber is warming up for the Mets in the bullpen.
So Gerber getting loose with a 6-run lead. That'll bring up Marcus Semien. Well, Mariners baseball brought to you by BECU. It's always a good time to save. Learn more about BECU Early Saver account at becu.org/Early Saver. Semien 0 for 4 on the day. The stretch by Hoppe. Right-hander waits, now delivers. Swinging a ground ball right to Colt Emerson at third. Gobbles it up, toss across a little low, and it's off the glove of Josh Naylor, and that's been that kind of an afternoon. And I think maybe Semien might have clipped Naylor as he was trying to pick that ball out of the dirt. Naylor's come up limping. Low throw by Colt Emerson. Oh, no, is the ball that hit Naylor as he tried for the pick. The ball hit him high up his left leg.
It has been that kind of day for the Mariners. Man. You're right about that.
It's going to be an error in the throw by Colt Emerson. Strange day, Gary. Semien on at first, 2 outs, and the batter is A.J. Ewing. The pitch. Swinging a ground ball, foul on the third base side. 0-1.
Everything's just been a little off.
Yeah.
From Kirby's start, some of the weird things that have happened.
Center of the universe, not quite the center of the universe, like it had been for the last 8 games. Here's the pitch. Just a bit outside for ball 1-1-1.
Well, it does point out, too, how difficult it is to win 8 games in a row. You know, you face a starter like Peralta, who's a good starter. He throws a good start. Your guy doesn't have a good game, and it's baseball. This happens.
Now the look in by Hoppy, and the right-hander's 1-1 on the way to Ewing. Here she comes. Strike called, and the count is now 1-2. That's like we were talking about, I believe, on the pregame show or early in the broadcast with the game going on. It's, man, to go 8-0 is so tough, to be so consistent, have everything working for a long time. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss by Ewing for strike 3. That's going to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 man left on. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning. Last drive for the Mariners. Our Mechanics Bank score. It's the Mets 7.
Do you guys make your own brisket here?
Yes, we do. We do. We are known by our brisket.
Barbecue brisket sandwich. Quality is better than other places, and it looks good. We're ready to eat.
We go to an average 500 briskets per game. We hear a lot from our fans. They want to try something with wrap, easy to eat. So we say, well, let's do like a brisket, wrap, and an egg roll.
That's beautiful. You get the gold medal for culinary brisketry here in Texas.
Yes.
And Melendez socks one deep right field, right down the line. Stowers to the corner, and it's out of here. First career walk-off RBI for MJ Melendez.
Oh, baby! Brian Reynolds clears the deck. Pirates win it on a Friday night in the Berg. Back he goes! Let's go!
This team, man, unbelievable. Blake Dunn going back, leaps at the wall, Dunn on the spin, and he brought it in. He robs a homer.
Well, that was a terrific play.
Take a good look. You won't see it. Tovar has walked off the Giants.
Tovar hits his second of the night.
They say it's a game of numbers, pero el flow es completamente otra ciencia. Esto es flow mayor.
Membership required. Terms and conditions apply. Subject to credit approval.
Well, here we go to the bottom of the 9th inning. The Mariners need a bunch to keep that one streak alive. Mariners down by 6, 7-1. Mets lead after 8.5. But we got a new pitcher for the Mets. Right-hander Joey Gerber will take over in relief for New York. He made his major league debut as a Mariner back in that 2020 COVID season. Luke Raley will lead things off with a swing and a fly ball down the left field line in toward the corner. This is going to be a foul ball. Deep and foul into the corner. Melendez was giving chase, and the count is 0-1 on Luke.
When he made his major league debut with the Mariners, Austin Nola was the catcher that day for the Mariners.
Wow.
Now Mariners coach.
In front of all the cutouts, as Shannon reminded me.
In front of no one.
Well, there's like thousands of pictures. including my cat Sparky. I bought one for Sparky. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's down low to Luke for ball 1. 1-1 strike. But Gerber ended up going 1-1 with the Mariners in 17 outings in 2020. They were Tampa Bay last year with the Mets this year. Pitch on the way to Luke, and it's low and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and a strike.
They dealt with a lot of injuries in between, fighting all the way back.
Here he is. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing by Luke, and he pops it up sky high. Third base side, foul territory, right by the coach's box, and right there is Beatty to make the catch, and that's out number 1. And that'll bring up Cole Young. Mariners were looking to extend their 8-game winning streak. And here's Cole, 1 for 3 on the day. He had a base hit into right field back in the 4th inning. What a run for the Mariners. Here's the pitch of the way. Swinging a ground ball up the middle, but right there, the shortstop is shed down to a knee. makes the play. The throw to first is in time to get called for the second out of the inning. And now the Mets 1 out away from snapping the Mariners' win streak at 8. And Joey Gerber, the right-hander, has that high leg kick as he delivers a pitch. And for Gerber, this is his second outing as a New York Met. Here's Rob Refsnyder. The pitch to Rob is way up high for ball 1. Mariners hit the road right after the ball game. Day off tomorrow in Detroit to start the long road trip. Detroit, Baltimore, and Washington. The 1-0 pitch to Refsnyder is high and inside for ball 2. 2 balls and no strikes. Got any plans for Detroit tomorrow, Gary?
No, I'm going to stay back for an extra day. It's Mary's birthday.
Oh.
So, yeah, birthday dinner tonight.
Happy birthday, Mary. Here's the pitch on the way. A strike on the outside corner. The count 2-1.
So I'll make my way tomorrow.
Okay. Good day off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
right
well
here at
worth
home
it.
with Mary. You mentioned the kids. Tell Mary I said happy birthday.
I will.
Hey, Mary, I'll tell you. Happy birthday, Mary. Here's the pitch on the way. And it's high and inside. Ball 3. 3-1 the count on Refsnyder. Joey Gerber with the sign, the set, and the 3-1 to Refsnyder. Swinging a high fly ball. Fairly deep left field, but going back, Melendez is there. He makes the catch, and the streak is over. The Mets win this afternoon 7-1 over the Mariners, ending the Mariners' outstanding 8-game winning streak. They had won 10 of 12, but this afternoon the Mets take the final game of the 3-game series. But what a run for the Mariners. They have played some outstanding baseball. Mariners now 33-30 on the season as they get ready to hit the road on their way to Detroit. So the final score, the Mets 7 and the Mariners 1. We'll be back with the totals and a lot more after this timeout.
All your favorite games from MLB Play are back. Bigger, bolder, and better than ever. Test your skills with daily puzzles like MLB Pickle, the Ultimate Mystery Player Challenge, and Immaculate Grip, where stats and strategy collide. Then in Spinball, build your roster, take on your friends, and compete for the weekly prize. Or be the first to beat the streak and hit your way to the $5.6 million jackpot. Plus, the all-new Daily Walk-Off. Lock in your players by category for the walk-off win. The game's official home for games is MLB Play. Only on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Somebody help me. Little guy got a souvenir, and he's got a tale to tell. Mom's just kind of oblivious to the fact that she's struggling.
It's a rather lengthy one. She is very attentive so far as this long story draws out.
That young man looks like he was given some signs. Oh, no, he's actually copying the pitcher, isn't he?
He's just going to give up. He's going to give up and pretend this is what he wanted to have happen.
He's in a tent right now.
He's going to hang out here.